Nazi 50-inch TV. Now that's cookie.
So go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
Prior orders excluded. EPE ratings. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See kia.com or retailer for details. TV retail value $300. Offer expires 1/31/24.
Oh, if you're dealing with back pain, knee pain, shin splints, plantar fasciitis, neuropathy, foot ulcer pain, shoulder pain, hamstring pain, whatever your pain, there is a solution. It's Soft Wave Tissue Regeneration Technologies with Revive Soft Wave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. Just want to read one of the many endorsements that have been given to this amazing product. This is one individual saying, I had shoulder problems for years. Everyday activities were like putting on my shirt gave me pain. After 3 treatments, I was pain-free. No more wincing and frustration. This new technology is a game changer, as explained by Dr. Tim Delmedico. It's non-invasive, free from pills. You don't need to go back every once in a while to the doctor to get those expensive injections, and you may even be able to avoid surgery. It's so effective, it's used by NFL teams, the Cleveland Clinic, and the Mayo Clinic. From Germany, where it was developed, to Utica, New York, this cutting-edge technology isn't limited to common pain areas. It also addresses carpal tunnel syndrome, TMJ, and others. The treatment is swift and boasts an outstanding 90% success rate. It works by using high-speed sound waves that stimulate blood flow and your body's natural stem cells to the impacted pain area, which promotes natural healing. If you've exhausted all other options in pursuit of relief, call Revive Soft Wave Therapy. Don't let pain dictate your life anymore when there's a solution available. Reach out to Dr. Tim Delmedico at 315-725-8427 or visit reviveutica.com. That's reviveutica.com. You can also see video testimonials and actually see what the treatment's like. Reclaim a life free from debilitating pain. It's reviveutica.com. Take that step towards a pain-free future today.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word SAFEGUARD to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or 401k right now. Text SAFEGUARD to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
And tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Well, we might get a little snow today, right? A little bit of snow. It'll be wet. Maybe a few inches. And then we go to rain by tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, and then things will cool off just a little bit.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway, just giving you a little deal there. Davey, you okay in there? I see you've got the flashlight. Are there no lights? Are there no lights in there?
No, the switch don't work.
Oh, the switch don't work. That could be a country song.
Switch don't work, 'cause it don't work.
It might actually be a Willie Nelson song.
Yeah.
Oh, the switch don't work. I just can't get over the fact that switch don't work.
I'm going to smoke some weed.
I'm going to smoke some weed. I'm going to smoke some weed, and then I won't even care. I won't care that the switch don't work today.
In there.
Davy's
the
room.
glow of my joint.
Yeah. What an awful start to a program. My apologies.
I swear we'll be better.
Richard, Bill Belichick will be your new coach. Belichick will coach the Buffalo Bills next year. Josh Allen is missing a coach like him. Watch and see.
Wow.
Well, I got to say, or there's also the possibility of a Harbaugh, which would be more long-term. But I'm going to tell you, somebody's got to pay for this. Somebody's got to pay. And I feel that some of the coaching this year, and I'm just going to – now it's to the point where Bills fans are angry. Now it's setting in, and now they want somebody. They want some blood. And I'll say this. They just think of Josh Allen on the year. It has been
He's been amazing.
A terrible coaching performance by the Buffalo Bills in general. And here's another one. I think Diggs has got to go.
You think he's a cancer in the locker room?
He is a negative. I feel like he's a negative influence, constantly crying for the ball. So instead, Josh Allen, you got to keep trying. You got to keep Diggs happy. Because, if we don't win, it's going to be because I didn't pass to Diggs. So now you're passing to Diggs when you never should have passed to Diggs. He was in the end zone. You had a wide-open shot at the 20-yard line. This is towards the end of the game.
Yeah, to get the first down.
Great example. And this constant pointing at his head, like, be thinking. They took Josh Allen completely during the beginning of the season out of his game. And then, 5-6 weeks in when nothing was working and it looked like it was all over, what did they do? They're like, okay, Josh, you be Josh. So then Josh Allen really took things into his own hands. I just think it has been a poor coaching performance. That's probably where it has to go. And I think that Belichick might be a quick fix, but a Harbaugh could be a long-term fix. Davey, you being the longtime Bills fan, I'll go to you first.
You saying get rid of Sean McDermott?
I think he's got to go.
I'm kind of 50-50 on that. I don't want to see Belichick.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'd rather see Jim Harbaugh.
I think you're probably right. Maybe Richard is not right, but let's see how the Pagulas react to this. But and this is not just about one game. It's all season long, and beyond that, it's McDermott's full term as the Buffalo Bills head coach. Well, can't get past that tough. You get out. I feel like they were out coached.
Yeah, in a lot of ways they were. I think that unfortunately Jim Harbaugh is probably attracted to several other possibilities. I mean, McDermott's not gone yet. Harbaugh's already interviewing with other teams. So if they do anything and if they stand to have a chance, they better act quickly.
Who wouldn't want to be the head coach and have Josh Allen as your quarterback?
I agree 100%.
I mean, I'm just saying that is attractive.
And
this is I was thinking about this yesterday. It's just this is does somebody need to pay, or do we just stay status quo and make a few changes into next year? The other part is Diggs constantly whining for the ball.
He's gone,
and he's got to go. He's got to go. And
I think Diggs,
and he's not worth what he was worth. But he's worth enough where you can get some future out
at
of
least some
out of
draft
Diggs.
picks.
Yeah,
I think with Diggs, yes, I think that needs to happen. With McDermott, you got to look at some of the successes despite the failure this year. I don't like the move to get rid of Leslie Frazier. I think he was a good defensive coordinator.
That move is so there's one box check.
But then he also got rid of the Ken Dorsey and Joe Barry in replacement with Joe Barry, who turned around the team.
Seemed to be it did seem to turn around the team.
You also were
when they were healthy.
You were also riddled with injuries, and to the point where it got worse in the wild card round. So that was a big factor in you losing the game.
Yeah, last week's injuries were devastating. There's no doubt about it.
It was so bad that they had A.J. Klein, who was partially semi-retired, to come back, and they signed him to the practice squad for him to play in the divisional round. That's how bad they were hurt on defense.
And an important aspect of this, the team still has his back for the most part.
Here's the other part. That doesn't matter. Here's the other part of this. That doesn't matter. I don't think that matters.
That's true, but I mean...
But here's the other part of this. McDermott serving as defensive coordinator is a mistake.
Right,
and,
I do agree.
Who did that? And who did that? He did that.
He did that, yeah.
That's another check mark against him. And so Josh Allen, here you are in your you must win or die moment. And where's McDermott? He's not spending any time with. He's got to rely on everybody else to take care of Josh Allen because he can't. Because he's too busy making sure the defense is going to get the job done.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I'm not going to belabor the point because what is it? We don't know anything really, right? And our opinions mean zero. But I'm just saying I'd be okay with a change at this point. I mean, McDermott's had his chances, good chances.
Yeah.
This year was the big opportunity. It's a wonder Josh Allen didn't get hurt this year.
I agree,
with everything that went on with him. So,
and I know we have Tanya coming up, but I do think we need to revisit the one person that they should not be calling for blood for is Tyler Bass.
All right, we'll get into that in a second because that's
ridiculous,
horrible. New Hampshire primary day today. How will the race go now that DeSantis is out? All polling right now is pointing towards the greatest of all time, the one God has anointed to save America. America, by the way, is God's favorite country. I thought the Bills were his favorite team, but apparently I was wrong. Tanya J. Powers. Good morning, Tanya. There is a little sarcasm in my voice there, but this right now the polling doesn't look good for with DeSantis out for Nikki Haley.
No, I mean the polling it's remained consistent as far as front runners and things like that. I can tell you from being on the ground here yesterday, going to a Haley rally last night in Salem. I covered this rally. This was the last one, of course, before primary day today.
Yeah.
And there was no shortage of people who turned out. I can tell you it was a very energetic crowd. A lot of young people in this crowd, actually. Which I found interesting. The thing that I think was the most interesting about it, she's been working to, obviously get the DeSantis voters who, may have, not been necessarily, big Trump fans, but we're going to vote for DeSantis and now are kind of like, without a candidate after he dropped out. She's been working, trying to get them over to her side. I don't know how many of them flipped, as far as if they had been a DeSantis supporter. But I can tell you those independent voters who may have been on the fence, some of those I spoke with last night who had come out to the rally. And one of the things I asked all the people I talked to, and I talked to a whole bunch of them, was how long have you been a supporter of Nikki Haley? Was this something that you've been, in there for months? Have you been, from the beginning? And many of them told me that this was a last-minute decision on their part. They didn't necessarily say that they had been a DeSantis supporter and had come over to her side, but they did say that they had been listening to the candidates, weighing their options, that kind of thing. Some of them did identify themselves as independent voters, and those are exactly the ones that she and her campaign have been targeting to try and win over to her side in an attempt to do well here in the primary today.
So, but the polling doesn't show the polling shows her losing ground with DeSantis out of the race.
Again, usually Fox does not, do stories about polling on Election Day.
Fair enough.
So I'm a little bit hesitant to get too far deep into the polling because that's one of the policies that we kind of have is, not to delve into that on days where people cast ballots.
Well, I hate to say it, but it was all over the news last night, which can Fox's reason for the policy is because it can influence voters. And it's saying, well, why should I even get out? You can't win anyway. So, but you do wonder, in this whole thing about there is an element of the vote out there, not just in New Hampshire but around the country, that believe that Trump is the chosen one. He's made it back because he's the only one that can bring us back to better times, better economic times, et cetera, et cetera. The problem that you have in reality is that we went through COVID. The world went through an economic meltdown because of COVID. We are in the middle of that, not because of Trump, not because of Biden, but because of a worldwide COVID problem that just turned the economy of the world upside down. So, but I guess it is. If you're the one that's in office during that time, you're the one that's going to own it, and here we are. So you wonder what is going to happen today. Do you think, Tanya, and I'll leave it at this, I know you don't do polling or predictions or any of that. Based on the people that you talk to on the ground, It seems like you feel this might be a race between her and him.
I'm just going to say this is an energetic bunch. They are not taking anything for granted. They have been and I spoke to some of the people who have been volunteering with the campaign as well, and doing the door knocking and stuff like that. They have. I mean, you got to really want to do something in New Hampshire outside in January. To be honest, I mean, let's just face it, it's cold. Y'all would understand that better than most. But I mean, they've been working to get as many of the people seen as they can. And the other thing some of these supporters had said, especially the independent ones, told me this was a candidate they've actually seen up here. It's a huge deal to see a candidate not just once or twice, but like multiple times, because there and in Iowa are the two places where most of the people who are going to come out and vote on primary day have probably either seen the candidate in person at a rally or spoken to them.
Wow.
And it's a huge, huge deal for them to, if you're a candidate who hasn't been to the state very often, you haven't done the courting that they expect, unless you're already in that person's camp, they're going to be, they may have a different view of that. So it's, it's going to be an interest. I think it's kind of, it may be more of an uphill battle than her campaign would like.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think they've got some energetic people. And again, like I said, there was plenty of youth in that rally last night who seemed very, very energetic about this.
All right, maybe we'll check in tomorrow. Tanya, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Stay warm up there. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. Your thoughts on this?
It'll be interesting, but I think it's an uphill climb for Nikki
I mean,
Haley.
you have two credible polls. Who, to be fair, if the polls showed that Haley was up, what would Trump be saying?
Those are wrong.
Those polls are wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. Polls, I don't even listen to polls. There are polls out there that say differently. But these are two major New Hampshire polls that tend to be accurate. And they're both saying that Trump wins big today in New Hampshire. Rob says, Haley is going to get smoked tonight. It's over. I mean smoked. Well, we will very much see. All sorts of Chevy Chase sightings around the area.
Yes.
All over the place.
The first report of a sighting happened, and that's actually right near my office downtown, was at Need to Eat Bakery. And right there in Franklin Square, he was sitting having breakfast. And so we'll speak with Doug Allen, who's a co-owner, about that experience later on in the program.
How many names has that business had?
This is their third.
Third, okay. I love a good name change.
Listen, it happens.
And so do you, Tom. All right, we'll speak with them a little later on. Chevy Chase was in. Of course, Kristen Copeland has been actually taped the scene on, I believe it was Sunday.
Yes.
Where she's actually plays a reporter in the upcoming movie. They were at the Odd. They've been in other locations.
Fort Schuyler Club.
They've been at the Fort Schuyler Club, which is just beautiful when you check it out. So this is going to be awesome to see this movie hit the big screen. And see so many local things.
Yes. Well, I'm not looking forward to next Christmas. Is that the release date? Is that the expected release date?
I have no idea.
Christmas?
Buckley would know. Paul would know. Richard, he's got more. He has more here this morning.
Doesn't he always?
Belichick will make Diggs his first cut. Diggs was a cancer in Minnesota and now in Buffalo. McDermott can't relate with players, and Harbaugh, great coach, but Belichick would immediately work with Josh Allen. Immediately. And, if I'm Belichick, a Josh Allen would be exactly what I would want to get my hands on.
Yeah. And I think, too, he's defensive-minded first, so with that defense, once healthy, he'll do wonders with that as well.
Man, the comments are coming in. Listen, I feel like as the years have gone on, I have become, this is shocking, but this year,
yes,
I am going to turn, in terms of age, I have a birthday coming up in November. This year, I will turn 40. So
it's a great milestone.
Yeah. I think since I've been 40, I'm willing to say what is on my mind, and sometimes, although I think you always care about what you say, I don't really care anymore.
When have you ever really?
You're right.
I've known you a long time.
You're right.
I don't really
You're
know
right.
you'd ever hold
You're
back.
right. Well, you've known me when I was 40.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Technically, yes. Okay. All right. So Rob is piping in. Now, here's someone who doesn't hold back. Rob tells you what he thinks, whether you're going to like it or not. Rob, he's the one that just said that she'll get smoked. That's Steve Kormacki on MSNBC, the numbers guy. I like him. He used to be on Fox.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
He does a lot with football, too, Sunday Night Football.
He said Trump got all his support after D.A. Bragg charged him and kept rising after every Biden DOJ indictment. That is true. But you know what? If you're a lawman and you believe in the law, you make the move no matter what you think. Trump did a great job of convincing people this is all a witch hunt. And he's been able to sell that since 2015, really. 2016. It's a witch hunt against him. And people buy into it. Rob, I agree. However, it doesn't make it correct and accurate, but maybe it is. Trump will never win presidential election, says Richard. Dems need it. Man, people are out because they're 40, aren't they? There are a lot of 40-year-olds this morning.
Showing their age.
Trump will never win presidential election. Dems need a new candidate, but I believe Haley will close the gap and beat him in time. Trump will get killed in off-the-field issues. Trump, what goes around will come around with him.
Richard used to be a Trump supporter, right? Pre-COVID?
I believe so. I thought Trump also was... didn't help his case. But listen, there's nothing Trump can do for the loyalists. There's nothing he can do that they're going to walk away and say enough of Trump. He was almost there. He was almost there when people were like, you know what, I just think we need 2 new candidates. I've had enough with Trump. But when push comes to shove and it's Trump versus anybody, for these people, Trump is king anointed by God. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So where does it all go? I'm not sure that I completely agree with Richard here on this. And then one more. Do you want one more comment?
Let's hear it.
One more 40-year-old speaking out. And Rob is coming back for more. This is Mike. While I hate to argue with the genius of Richard, I do not believe the Bills will change head coach. I think a lot of people are just incredibly disappointed because of the Chiefs game. But let's face it, the defense was simply broken. True. Second and third string linebackers and safeties. I will say that having the head coach also being the defensive coordinator is probably not the best thing. It must take your vision to a certain extent off the big picture, and you become overly reliant on people beneath you. Globally, this edition of the 17th game of the NFL has made it who you still have that can rather than necessarily quality of players, it's who you have left, and rather than who you started with at the beginning of the season.
Correct.
It's taken its toll, injury-wise. Let's see. And then Rob says, if I'm 58 this year, you're 60. Nice try with 40. Rob, as I've told you so often and so many times, you are delusional.
We do have, that's awesome, Matt from Holland Patton saying, I can't believe of the millions and millions of people in the, oh, hold on, this is, he had 2 comments, so I got to go in here and read them both, so sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't know how this comment thing works on this.
Oh, jeez.
It's clumsy, it's all I'm
Well,
saying.
because if it only shows us the most frequent one.
Yeah.
The first one he said, Matt and Holland Patton, I feel bad for Davey. The Bills lost, and I'm pretty sure that's the only reason my kids like the Bills is because of Uncle Davey. So I feel bad for them too. But that poor.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a relative, Davey, of yours?
This is my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but he says
his brother-in-law, otherwise known as his sister's choice.
That's right.
Okay.
Davey's so
Great guy. I love him to death.
All right.
I feel bad for them too, but that poor kicker, he is getting some hate.
Well, can we talk about that just for a little bit here? Because this is Tyler Bass has been gold for the Bills this year. Number one, you had bad weather conditions on Sunday. It's just cold. It's miserable. It's wintertime. Number two, right now he is getting death threats. He has had to
deactivate
his social media because he's getting death threats from these moronic fans. And listen, it didn't just. I'm going to tell you. I feel like if Bass hits that field goal,
he's the biggest hero on the planet.
Until 90 seconds later, when the defense couldn't stop Mahomes.
Right.
And he marches right down the field, and his field goal kicker kicks the game-winning field goal with 1 second left, or maybe not even that.
Yeah.
So based on probably would have been no time left. So and the Bills end up losing a even worse of a heartbreaker. So we should not have been in that position at the end of that game.
Right.
This was always a big thing when I wrestled in high school. You'd start out with the lowest weight and you'd end with the heavyweight. So now it comes down to back in my time, it was a 177-pounder. The 177-pounder went out, and all of a sudden, he wins. Your man wins. And now it's the team score. A lot of people don't realize this. Wrestling is a team sport. The team score is tied, and your heavyweight, 215-pounder, comes out. And he gets pinned. Everybody blames the 215-pounder. Everybody blames the heavyweight. And I remember our coach at the time was Tom Marriott saying, you don't blame Harvey. You don't blame Harvey. It's not his fault.
Right.
Harvey was the heavyweight.
Yeah, right.
It's not his fault. Somebody should have won it at 105 and 126 and 138.
Yeah.
Again, the weights have all changed now. They're different weights now, weight classes. But back then, that's what it was. You don't blame the heavyweight. And then years later, some short time after that, they started mixing it up where you'd start at a certain weight class, and the heavyweight may come in early in the match, in the meet, and maybe it'd be the 98-pounder that would be the last one out that would determine the final score. This is a very similar situation. You don't blame Tyler Bass.
I wish I was 215. And the biggest point I want to make to this is Tyler.
Are you more than 215?
Oh yeah.
Then you are our heavyweight.
I'm the ultra heavyweight.
Good morning.
I think the fact is that most of the people threatening Tyler Bass couldn't kick that ball 2 feet, let alone through the uprights, and they need to realize. And again, it could any kicker. You can be mad, but you can be upset, but you can't be going to the extent of death threats. Like the Green Bay Packer kicker who sucked all year. It was irritated as all hell that he missed the field goal at the end of that game.
We're talking about a football game, and I get it.
But
But
again, it's not to the point where I'm going to harass the guy or wish him dead or whatever. It's a game.
And again, the Scott Norwood issue. Remember that, Davey?
Yeah.
Freaking Giants. And
right.
And you remember that he was the one, and it went wide right, and people blamed him for the loss. No one thought about, and it destroyed his career, destroyed him.
Yeah.
No one thought about everything that had happened leading up to that point.
And
it's ridiculous. The same type of thing here.
And if you go up and meet him and ask him for an inscription for wide right, you have to get leave the line because he won't do it.
Yeah, they'll kick you right out of the line. Yeah. I was in line over at Hall of Frames to get his autograph. Remember he was over there?
Yeah.
I asked for wide left, and he signed it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I met him in Syracuse.
Look about Ray Finkel, from Ace Ventura.
Billy Buckner. Think about Billy Buckner. Through the legs.
Poor guy.
Mets win. Last year, the Buffalo Bills signed Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane through the 2027 season. The Bills don't get rid of coaches before their contract is up, usually. Signed Steve and Holland Patton. Yeah, you're probably right.
The only time that's happened is when Doug Marrone just up and left the Bills and said bye.
And that was him, right?
Yeah, he just left for Jacksonville.
And then I think I got something up here with Big Honey. Is he piping in, or was that from yesterday? Might be from yesterday.
I don't know, but the follow-up comment from Matt in Holland Patton, Smitty's brother-in-law, back to the Trump issue. I can't believe of the millions and millions of people in the United States, we think Trump is the best candidate. I suppose anyone is better than Biden. So who will be the next Trump, I wonder?
And, yeah, the Big Honey thing I don't think is from today, although it's popping up for some reason. I don't know why. 1-8. I hear a lot of talk about abortion rights and never any discussion about teaching our young women to be responsible.
Yeah,
that was his comment yesterday.
Yeah, that was...
And then Karen this morning, this is the second person we know from Rochester who's complaining. They got a message from Geico about their roof. Geico is using drones to take pictures, apparently. And it's Geico Homeowners Insurance. Heads up. I got a call from my homeowners insurance stating we used drone satellite footage, and we determined that your roof needs to be replaced. By the way, it's a metal roof. If you do not take action, prove images wrong, your insurance will be dropped in 30 days. And then the person, his name is Mike, says, well, blank you, Geico. It is a faded metal roof. On to a new insurance company. Do not use Geico for homeowners insurance. And I do wonder if it's real and not a scam.
A scam, yeah.
I mean, you're in the homeowner business. As a real estate agent, River Hills.
I've heard of some insurance companies doing wacky things or requiring certain things, but this seems far-fetched that they're just randomly targeting people with drones.
Can I change gears completely here? I have a whole bunch of stuff that I have, because, of course, I was up again all last night. This time I took Benadryl, 2 Benadryls.
Did it work?
No.
Oh,
it almost made me hyperactive last night.
Interesting.
It was the weirdest thing.
And you don't do the melatonins because of the dream effect, right?
The melatonins, I'm like 40 years old when I do melatonin.
I'm 40 again.
Anyway, if I could just completely, I got a bunch of stuff to get to, but now this is taking priority. My wife's vehicle.
Right, it wouldn't start.
My wife's vehicle yesterday, I got a phone call during the program, and she said, my car won't start. So, if you're if you've spent any time with your automobile, that alone is not you have to ask questions. And she was not having it. She's like, I just told you my car won't start. And I'm like, but is it run? Are you trying
they
to
don't
turn
want
it
you
over?
to troubleshoot
Are you turning it over? It won't start. The car won't start.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens when you hit your button because you don't turn a key anymore?
Right.
That was back when I was 30.
Yeah.
So she said it clicks. All right, well, now we know we have a battery, potentially a battery problem.
Or a starter problem.
It's probably not a starter or a solenoid. It's probably a battery problem. Anyway, so I'm like, well, at this point, I'm here, you're there. It's time for an Uber. So that's how she got to work. Then yesterday I put a charger on it. I had no idea. This little charger that I bought that I usually charge up my garden tractor battery with. Mm-hmm. And this is what is known as, didn't even know it existed, outside the automobile dealership. It is a smart charger. So I put the charger on. It was on all day long. And I'm like, well, all right, let's check and see what we're looking at. And it had a code. So I looked up the code online, and it turns out I have a smart charger. And the code said you have a failed battery that cannot charge because the battery is failed.
So it tells you that saves you a lot of time.
Unbelievable.
Because some chargers you'll hook it up and it'll
bring it up, and all of a sudden you're good, and then next morning it won't start.
Yeah.
So this told me you have a failed battery. It is a defective battery. Sure enough, it's probably the original battery in this in the vehicle, which is about 5 years old, 6 years old, something like that. Anyway, all right, we're just going to go get a battery. So without even getting into it, I'm like, I'll change the battery. The weather's not that bad. And I'm kind of excited because I have the garage all set up now, and it's
open.
Everything is where I want it to be. It's all basically neat.
Oh, it's set up, not just cleared
it's
out.
set up. Oh, yeah, set up.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, I will, I'll change the battery. So it said, I'll pick you up from work. We'll go get a battery, and then it'll take 10 minutes to put this battery in. Now, would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Today, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I had to go to YouTube to get the freaking battery out.
Just to get it out.
There's a whole thing on the positive side, a whole box that connects to the battery that has fuses and all this other stuff. I have no clue what any of that
I'm pretty
stuff
sure
is.
with my car, it's to the point where I wouldn't even know where to find it.
You may be correct, and you may need a lithium battery. If you need that, you're going to spend $800 minimum on a lithium battery. This is your standard battery, and I think we got one for $135. Anyway, so I get the battery, and the first one I get is leaking. There's liquid coming from it. And it's starting to get all over my hands, and the checkout person was like, "Oh my God, let me get you something that could burn your hands." So now we're wiping my hands. I said, "It's just fine. Just wipe it off. I'm going to be fine." I took the paper towel and set it on the on the counter, and I paid for it. And I went to look for the paper towel. It had disintegrated. It was gone. That's not true. Anyway, so we get the battery. I'm now trying to get this battery out of this car. There's no room to get it out. You gotta obviously the positive and the negative posts you undo. You pull those up. They both came up. But then to pull the battery out, there was a brace, apparently, all the way in underneath.
So you would have had to go in from underneath the car.
No, I can go in from above, but now I need a socket wrench extender, and I can't find my foot-long extender. So now we got to go back out. I got to buy an extender. Get the extender. We get back in. Now it's pitch dark and, a little breezy. It wasn't too bad last night. Nonetheless, so we finally got that thing out. And luckily, I had one of those little antenna things that's magnetic because I dropped the screw in there.
Yeah.
We got the screw out, all good. Now I got to get the battery out. But this box thing that's all wired up is over top of, you can't pull the battery out. It was terrible changing this battery.
Oh, my God.
It was not, if I changed this car's battery every day, I would figure out the little
intricacies,
the little tricks. But finally, we got the thing out. It is just, if I can't change a battery. Do you remember what it was like back when you were younger? Mm-hmm. Maybe not you, but me. You work on your car.
Yeah.
You'd change a headlight. You'd change I've changed a starter. I've changed brakes before. I've done all of these things. Good luck trying to do this on the car of today.
I barely trust myself pumping gas, so... be honest with you.
Now they'll tell you there's a science to that. Don't leave your car running.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
While you're doing it, make sure it's shut off. You don't, everything, and we're just getting to the point where it's about to get even worse. I should have gone to one of the stores that says, buy the battery, we'll take it out to your car for you.
Yeah.
We'll get the acid on our clothes, and we'll change the battery, and we'll give you $5 by giving your old battery back. And we'll recycle it. Instead, I tried to be a hotshot and show my wife. She's like, "You really know how to change a battery?" I'm like, "Allison, are you freaking kidding me? It's changing a battery."
Don't you know me?
And then, midway through, what do you think she says? 10 minutes, huh? 10 minutes? Because it wasn't 10 minutes. It was a trip. It was forever.
She's the best.
The world has changed. Donna says, when my battery went, I called AAA. They came, replaced it for me. Richard, same thing. If you belong to AAA, which, by the way, we do, they'll come in 30 minutes and put in a new battery for you. I think my son paid $150 total. Bill, it's called convenience. Well, let me just tell you, Richard, when it's late at night, and me and my wife are all by ourselves, I make her call me AAA. And I'll end the hour on that note. Yeah, that's not true either. Got a break. Hold on. Next time, go to Yorkville Battery. Love Yorkville Battery, Nagel. It's great. They do a tremendous job. Got a break. News is next on WIBX.
Are you or a loved one dealing with physical issues? Are you about to have a corrective surgery? Be prepared and take the stress out of recovery. Visit Home and Hospital Medical Supply in the new Hartford Shopping Center. From mobility aids to home safety equipment, they carry it all. Whether it's a heating pad for back relief or a knee brace for that sports injury, they now even have light therapy equipment to fight seasonal depression. Home and Hospital Medical Supply. Care with convenience. Online at hnhmedicalny.com.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved.
I'm just living sky high right now. I'm very thankful for it, and the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
This is AAA, and you're listening to WIBX, Utica, Rome.
They're voting in New Hampshire. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and Nikki Haley hopes the first Republican primary is her first victory.
We'll stop the spending, we'll stop the borrowing, we'll eliminate the pet projects, and I will veto any spending bill that doesn't take us back to pre-COVID levels.
Former President Trump hopes to knock her out, rallying with 3 ex-challengers last night, Tim Scott, Doug Burgum, and Vivek Ramaswamy.
We started off with 13, and now we're down to 2 people. And I think one person will be gone probably tomorrow. And the other one will be gone in November.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal talked to voters in Bedford, including one who's disappointed Ron DeSantis dropped out.
So now he says he's going for former President Trump over former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley.
I don't think she'll, stop all the border control like Trump will. It's getting scary, honestly.
This voter told me he thinks it'll be closer than all the polls say, but that former President Trump will win.
I think his policies were strong, before, and it just... It's how he handles himself is the bigger problem.
There's also a Democratic primary, but because the party wants South Carolina to be first, they're punishing New Hampshire, awarding no delegates. President Biden isn't even on the ballot. Congressman Dean Phillips is.
I'm only doing this to defeat Donald Trump. Nobody seems to want to do that in the Democratic Party right now, other than me, because Joe Biden can't.
The president could still win today. There is a Biden write-in effort. Israel has suffered its biggest casualties of war in Gaza in one day. 24 soldiers killed, most of them when a grenade hit and an explosion collapsed buildings on them. The U.S. went on the attack again in Yemen, hitting
8 Houthi targets, including Al Dalameh Air Base and missile launch sites and underground facilities where the Iranian proxy stores its ballistic missiles and drones being fired at Red Sea shipping lanes.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin. The manhunt for an Illinois murder suspect ended in Texas, where Romeo Nance killed himself. Police in the Chicago area say he shot 8 people to death. America's listening to Fox News.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ROCK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 42424. That's ROCK to 42424.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 7:03. I'm Andrew Domenio. Right now, we still have some fog and mist. It's 30 degrees under cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica Commercial Drive in Yorkville. The popular event Snowfest will be canceled for the weekend of January 26th through the 28th. With the lack of snowfall right now, the event organizers have decided to call off the event. With not enough snow, there is no way to have snowbanks, which is a huge part of the safety protocols. With high temperatures and rain in the forecast, it is not safe for racing. There is still some hope that they can reschedule the event for next month. They're currently looking at a postponement date. An Erie County man is not going to be facing charges despite being found with a gun at Syracuse Hancock International Airport. Authorities say the loaded weapon was spotted in the man's carry-on bag at the security checkpoint Saturday. The man had a permit for the pistol and said he did not know the gun was in his bag. He was allowed to get on his flight, and the Onondaga County DA's office decided not to pursue legal action against him. New York State is getting a $228 million boost to help improve high-speed internet service in underserved communities. The Connect All Municipal Infrastructure Program will connect tens of thousands of homes across the Empire State to broadband service. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer believes broadband is a necessity these days so people can stay connected to things like healthcare, school, and their jobs. The money is for the money for this program, is coming from the federal government. Upstate University Hospital is no longer filing lawsuits in an attempt to get patients to cover the cost of unpaid medical bills. The hospital hasn't sued anyone in the first 3 weeks of the year for this reason, after filing over 1,500 such lawsuits last year. The pause is due to a proposal from Governor Hochul to ban these lawsuits against low-income individuals. St. Joseph's and Crouse hospitals haven't sued for medical debt since 2020. And twin brothers from Long Island are named valedictorian and salutatorian of their high school graduating class. Devin and Dylan Lee are the top-performing seniors in their Herrick High School graduating class in New Hyde Park. The 17-year-old fraternal twins' GPAs are separated by just 0.06 of a point. Devin, the valedictorian, will attend Cornell, while Dylan, the salutatorian, is set for Yale. The twins are also volleyball champs, marathoners, and musicians. They're also humble, crediting their parents for their success, saying they didn't push them to get top grades, just to do their best. WIBX 950 news time is 7:06. Your weather forecast is, according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint, brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Eyewitness News, Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. For today, mainly wet snow and snow showers, a melting trace to 1 to 2 inches for most. Light sleet and freezing rain to points south of the Mohawk Valley, a high of 35. Temperatures increase tonight, damp and gray with light wet snow, sleet, freezing rain changing to rain. Lows near 30 and rising. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
30 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. We do have a winter weather advisory again in effect. That's going into effect today at 1 p.m. until 10 a.m. tomorrow. It is 7:07. Sports brought to you by IBEW 43 Local. The Syracuse men's basketball team will be back in action this evening as they look to extend their current home winning streak to 10 games. The Orange are taking on the Florida State Seminoles at the JMA Wireless Dome in a showdown of ACC rivals. SU is coming off a home victory on Saturday over the Miami Hurricanes, which improved their record this season to 13 wins and 5 losses. Tip-off tonight is at 7 p.m., and you can view the game on ESPN2. The Tennessee Titans have found their next head coach. ESPN reports Cincinnati Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan accepted Tennessee's offer on Monday after meeting with the team for a second time. It will be his first career head coaching job. Callahan was one of the hottest coaching commodities on the market after spending the last 5 years in Cincy when Zach Taylor became head coach. Callahan will replace Mike Vrabel, who went 55-45 in Tennessee and had a 2-3 postseason record. The 49ers are sharing some positive news on the status of Deebo Samuel. San Francisco head coach Kyle Shanahan said on Monday that the wide receiver did not suffer another break in his left shoulder. Samuel had dealt with a microfracture in his shoulder earlier this season and missed 2 games with the injury. The 28-year-old exited the first half of Saturday's divisional round win over the Green Bay Packers with the shoulder injury and did not return to the game. And the Philadelphia Eagles are interviewing a familiar face for their open defensive coordinator role. ESPN reports Ron Rivera is meeting with Philadelphia. The 62-year-old previously served as the Eagles' linebackers coach under Andy Reid before he eventually became head coach of the Washington Commanders in 2020. Philly moved on from Sean Desai this week after he was demoted from defensive play-calling duties. The Eagles are also expected to interview former Jacksonville Jaguars DC Mike Caldwell for the open position. WIBX 950 news time is 7:09.
All right, some comments. John in Bridgewater, gummies will help you sleep, for real. Are these the marijuana,
yes.
the THC laced? Bill Ed Welch always recommended changing your car battery when it's 4 to 5 years old before it fails. Heat is what deteriorates batteries, but if you don't find out until it's cold and you don't have the amperage to start your car, it's trouble. And actually, it's interesting because it was causing all sorts of other problems as well, the battery issue. Like her rear camera wouldn't work when backing up and little things like that.
Yeah.
And the changing and the resetting of everything fixed everything.
We're actually going to be speaking to Ed Welsh
easy.
this morning. So,
Okay,
Fred
good.
and Clinton, thanks for that tip.
Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills accepting new patients right now. The Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, and they're accepting new patients right now. If you're in need of a new family doctor, you're having issues with sleep, fatigue, pain, ADHD, or other health issues, or maybe your doctor has retired and you need a new family doctor, call today and schedule an appointment. They're accepting new patients right now. Other services, trying to quit smoking. They have counseling services there. Additionally, even acupuncture. Several physicians, doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, all under one roof, conveniently located in Washington Mills. Call 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Coming up in a second, Dr. Ken Hall, MVHS, Wynn Hospital. We'll speak with the doc in a moment. Also, Ed Welch. He is the CABVI president, but we know Ed for his auto connections. We'll talk about some of these gas prices that are out there right now, and it seems like there might be a bit of a gas war going on over there in Washington Mills.
Yes, there are 3 at least gas stations there in that immediate area.
And you can take advantage of that. You reap the benefits. We'll speak with him coming up in a little bit. Hold on tight. 7-Eleven at WIBX.
You've put off getting a new bed. You really want a new bed. Let's be honest, you probably need a new bed. Kevin Fear from Mattress Express, and I have the answer for you for the new year. Any purchase in the store, $1,500 or more, qualify and sign up and get up to 60 months to pay with no money down. Don't give us a nickel. You heard me right, up to 60 months to pay, no money down. That includes our full lineup of massage chairs. And, yes, it includes Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh and Lavish, and more. You can get pre-qualified at mattressexpressny.com. Look for the 15-second Express Credit app. Stop into any store. No appointment necessary. We'd be happy to qualify you in store. And you can call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. See store for details.
Retirement Outlook.
If your retirement account is mostly stocks or bonds, listen closely. The future of your savings may be more uncertain than ever before. Hi, I'm Paul Stone, CEO of Colonial Metals. The sad truth is, our government continues to eat away at our freedoms and security. In economic times like these, run around the flagpole by lunatics in Washington, I look to the most trusted store of wealth in human history, physical gold and silver that you own. At Colonial Metals, we specialize in helping folks with IRAs and 401ks and other retirement accounts move their savings into physical gold and silver. If you'd like a free gold investment kit, give us a call today at 820-800-8000. My team is standing by, ready to rush a free gold investment kit to you. You may also qualify for $7,500 in free silver and a free safe. Call 820-800-8000 now. That's 820-800-8000.
Colonial Metals is not a financial advisor. Consult with your advisor before investing.
That's 820-800-8000.
Are you ready for a buying experience like no other? Head to Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. They're bursting with inventory. Over 100 brand new Chevys on the lot. Check out the newly redesigned Chevy Trax or power through any terrain with their all-wheel drive Chevy Trailblazer or Chevy Equinox. Looking for something sturdy? Their lot is loaded with Chevy Silverados, the epitome of strength and reliability. And get $6,000 off or take advantage of interest rates as low as 1.9%. Steve Ponte Chevy. Find new roads with incredible savings. Visit them on Route 28 in Herkimer or at stevepontechevy.com. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevy.
$6,000 off 2024 LT or RST Silverado with 2.7-liter engine. Must currently own or lease 2010 or newer Chevy car or truck. $2,500 must trade in 2010 or newer car or truck to eligible model or 1.9% with qualifying credit through GM Financial. One tier, 36 months. Offer ends 1/31/24.
On behalf of IBEW Local 43 Union Electricians and the NECA Contractors, we are pleased to partner with Syracuse University in providing our members with an opportunity to enhance their education at this great university.
Syracuse University's partnership with the IBEW will provide talented students the opportunity to advance their careers while shaping the future of the electrical trades and the industries they serve.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
There's no better time than the new year to help protect your identity and finances. LifeLock detects potential threats to your identity that you may miss on your own. If you do become a victim, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. LifeLock is the New Year's resolution that's easy to keep. Save 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to lifelock.com. Promo code CLAY to save 25%. That's lifelock.com, promo code CLAY.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York. With 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate, you can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Hey guys, Sewell Claycomb of Claycomb Auto Sales, and you know what? You deserve it. You've worked hard, you're in the middle of, or you've raised your children, you've done the right thing, you've denied yourself of the things that you've wanted, you're still driving that junker. Now you deserve to do what you want to do. You deserve to get that vehicle that you've always wanted. You deserve it. So do it. Claycomb Auto Sales, Westmoreland, ClaycombAutoSales.com.
Shop the Red Tag January clearance sale only at Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse, New Hartford Shopping Center, or mycarls.com.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
So remember this Sunday, 1 till 5, it's the tailgate party. NFL Conference Championship games are on Sunday, of course, but the tailgate party is before. 1 until 5 p.m. I think the games get underway around 4 o'clock. Once again, we'll be playing these games without, Andrew, the Buffalo Bills.
Or the Green Bay Packers.
It's 1 till 5 at Waterfront Grill in Herkimer, and come out. It's $25, and it goes... Humane Society, the Hunger Coalition, I believe the Salvation Army are the charities that are being given to down there in Herkimer County. And you can check it all out. All proceeds, not just profits. All proceeds go to the charities. Special thanks to Mark Butler for doing this every year, and Rocky and Barb Fiato at Waterfront Grill at the Thruway exit in Herkimer. As you get off there, you'll see it right on the canal next to Gems along the Mohawk. All right, earlier last hour we had somebody say, I am furious over Geico Insurance, homeowners insurance. They apparently used drones and satellite imagery to tell me that if I didn't do improvements to my roof, they were going to cancel my insurance. And I think this person claims they have a metal roof. So
Yes.
they're probably okay. But, you know, this shows you where this artificial intelligence can get it wrong. Is this real or is it a scam? This guy, Tom, insurance agent here. This is common with all home insurance now, not just Geico. They inspect for 2 reasons: to check for all and any outstanding risks that will lead to an immediate claim, i.e. a big dead tree next to your home that could fall over at any minute. And number 2, to make sure the home is insured to replacement cost. If they find any outstanding risks, they'll come back and say, get that fixed in so many days or we're canceling your policy. And you as a real estate agent with River Hills Properties, you believe this is not a scam, it is true.
Yeah, and I've gone through it before. There is sometimes a little bit more of a thorough inspection process than others. But I could tell you from personal experience, we just replaced our roof after a bad storm, and a tree didn't fall on the roof, but a branch came through and punctured the roof right through. I mean, we went up into the crawl space, and you could see the branch through the roof. But they actually ended up reimbursing us for the cost. We ended up taking down the tree in the front yard because it was time, right? And then this was kind of the wake-up call. So they actually reimbursed us for that because they were happy that we finally got rid of the tree, because it could have been the whole tree the next time.
So I want to ask somebody out there, here's a question. If you're a contractor, a roofer, or someone with expertise, I'm asking for your advice on this. So let's say you get a roof put on 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And then the year later or 2 years later, you notice that, when you put those shingles on a roof, obviously there's the base of the shingle. Then it seems like a tar. And then all these little stones that go over top of them, it's all put together and it creates your roofing shingle, right? Am I right?
I
so
think
far?
so, yeah.
So what should you do if just after 1 year the rocks, those little pebbles that create your roof shingle are wearing off and it's exposing black spots on the shingle?
You're talking about the granules on top of the
Correct.
actual shingles?
Correct.
Yeah.
They're coming off, and you're seeing areas throughout the roof that are just black. And that the granules, as you call them, very nice, Andrew.
Thank you.
Seem to be coming off.
Who did? Yeah, I would reach out to the person who did the roof.
Well, what I'd like is for somebody to call me and say, nothing to worry about. You do not have to worry about that. That happens all the time. You're still guaranteed you're in good shape. Or someone to say, those are bad shingles. You need to get that fixed.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear from maybe Nagel. You know the answer to that.
He may.
315-736-0186. Now, we have, Donna, I didn't buy them. The contractor did. Sorry. So I can't go to where they got them. But I'm just wondering.
You could go back to
is
the
this
contractor.
Is this
always.
I could go. I could.
Mm-hmm.
So this is is this a faulty product? Is it?
Yeah, after 4 or 5. Now, I've been to home inspections.
It's not 4 or 5 years. It was the very next year. Now, I have alerted the contractor, and, I'm still waiting for resolution. Now we're probably at 6 or 7 years. But it's getting worse.
Now,
and should you, or maybe the whole roof is supposed to do that, and I'm just going to have one big black roof. Maybe that's the way it's supposed
designed,
to be.
Yeah,
it was designed
stylistically.
that way, yeah.
Like my shingles are black in color, so the granules almost are not visible. I mean, that's just
in this
how
case,
they
the
were.
granules are coming off.
Okay, so I've been to home inspections where the home inspector said, those shingles look to be in really good shape, but you don't have any because those granules are a protective layer.
Well, I got to say,
that they've come out, but that's an almost 25, almost 30-year-old roof that's happening.
Well, this is a brand new roof.
I don't think.
I hope Geico's not going to send a drone over my house. Oh boy! If you're a contractor, pipe in. You can message us on the app. You can message us through YouTube. You could call us at 315-736-0186, or you could message in through the app. I already said that. Okay, let me take and furthermore, if you have a question for Dr. Hall, Dr. Kent Hall is spending his final few weeks at the helm over there at Wynn Hospital, and Dr. Hall is on the line right now. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good. And how does it feel as you're, 2 weeks away?
Actually, less than that. I mean, it's the end of the month, but actually my last day in the hospital is this Friday.
Wow. Well, I've had so many people, and I know we're going to talk before Friday, but I've had so many people say, you need to build a statue of Dr. Hall or some sort of a thank you for he got me through COVID. He was there each and every day when we had questions. And, Doc, you remember what it was like. It was question after question after question.
Yeah, and the questions were good. I mean, they were real good, thoughtful questions about, what should I do and what does this mean? And unfortunately, early on, a lot of it was, well, this is the best we know, but things are going to change, or don't be surprised if things change, I guess is the way that I put it, because they did. And, I feel much more confident now in talking about, the what we call the acute phase of COVID and what happens there. But there's still a lot unknown. Again, 4 years into a disease process when there's things like long COVID that, how long can long COVID last?
Yeah.
Well, we're not exactly sure. We know it lasts at least 4 years in some people, but the reality is it could be, it could be a lot longer. There are just some things that until we've seen this for, 10, 15, 20 years, we're just not going to know.
I've been complaining about my little long COVID dilemma, and it does seem to be real. Although I think with long COVID, I think it's so difficult because everything you're really going off is somewhat anecdotal, right? Now, what's to say that at age, as I said earlier, I'm about to be 40, maybe. What's to say that you were going to start getting this rapid, serious fatigue anyway without COVID? But you're saying, well, I think it's COVID that has caused this, or it's because I took the COVID shot, or et cetera, et cetera. It's very much anecdotal and hard to pinpoint and prove, although there are ways, right?
Yeah, so when you're talking about any one individual, you're exactly right. You can't definitively say, oh, this happened and then, I got COVID and then I got a rash, and so the rash came from COVID. Well, when it's what I call an N of one, when it's a single person, you can't definitely say that. What you need to look at is, over the course of, hundreds or thousands or even millions of people that have gotten COVID, how many have gotten that rash? And if you find out that it's 90%, then you say, well, then it's likely, very likely, that COVID did cause the rash.
Yeah,
but if it's only 2%, then you say, well, it's possible, but it's not really highly probable. And so in your case, what I hear is that you're having difficulty sleeping, and I'm sorry about that. But the reality is that sleep disturbance is it has been noted as something that is associated with post-COVID or long COVID, and there is no good treatment for it per se, except for the things that we normally talk about with sleep. First, it's about the environment and making sure that it's quiet and dark and things like that. And then, secondly, it's trying to, be consistent, going to bed at the same time, having a similar routine, not having stimulants like caffeine and things like that, within a couple hours of when you're going to bed. And then there are even things like, meditation and mindfulness that can help, and we try to do those before we get into medications, but sometimes we need medications, whether it's, melatonin or the antihistamines like Benadryl and things like that. Some people, when they take antihistamines, actually get what we call a paradoxical effect. So instead of getting sleepy, they actually get spun up.
That was me last night. Last night I took 2 Benadryl, laid back down, ended up getting up. I built a doghouse. We don't even have a dog.
So I will tell you that, to your point of being 40, that tends to happen more in younger people.
Mm-hmm.
And by younger people, I mean, like kids under the age of 2. But in your case, maybe you're a 2-year-old at heart.
I believe I am, yes. And certainly not a 40-year-old at heart.
Yeah, and it's only after we've gone through some of those, more controlling things that we actually say, okay, we start to resort to, medications, sleeping pills and things like that, because, you don't want to jump right to that, because of the effects that they can have. And, sleeping pills, you can become dependent on them. I won't say addicted, but you can definitely become dependent on them.
Well, I will say what's interesting is that fatigue that you get during the daytime. I guess it could be a result of the fact that you're not sleeping well at night, and it probably would be. But it's when they talk about chronic fatigue, it's a fatigue that you feel like if you do not lay down, you're going to lay down whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You're going to pass out or something. You can almost feel it in your gut, and this wasn't that way until I had COVID. The other part that does come into play is you hear from people all the time, Bob just died. He died of a heart attack. He was healthy as can be, but he did get that COVID shot. So you hear a lot of that. People trying to put two and two together to make sense. And for some, blaming the COVID vaccine is real as can be for some.
No, that is very true. And what we say that is that, association does not mean causation. So, if I go out and buy a lottery ticket and then I get hit by a car, was my buying the lottery ticket because I, caused me to get hit by a car? Probably not, but they happened close to each other, and so there's an association there, and so that's why it's important to look at it from a population standpoint. We look at, like I said, hundreds or thousands, or with COVID, you can actually look at millions because so many people have gotten a COVID vaccine. Granted, there are different types of vaccines, but they've gotten a COVID vaccine. And how many people who got the COVID vaccine got, fill in the blank, had a heart attack, and the answer is no more than the people who didn't get the vaccine.
Yeah.
So there does not seem to be a relationship between, that can be definitely tied in that way.
And the funny part about where we are today as a society is when you give that science-based answer, there's someone out there saying, well, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. It's the world we live in today. So, we're just going to continue to maneuver our way through the muck, if you will. The muck. Here's Wayne, Doc, with a question for you. Dr. Kent Hall from Wynn Hospital. Wayne, you are on the radio.
Hi, this is Scorch here. I've been off the radio for quite a while, but I got a question for you really quick. Can you tell me, is there another variant of some sort of disease coming through they said was 20 times worse than COVID? I heard this on IBX, I think it was yesterday.
I am not aware of a disease process that is currently going on that is 20 times worse than COVID. I do know that there was a conference that was of scientists talking about what the next pandemic might be, and they were using an example of something that might be 20 times worse, whether that's defined as more deadly or that's, more people in the hospital. I wasn't quite clear on. So I do know that there was, and it was basically a planning conference. So it's like it's like a drill. What
like a scare tactic?
Like a scare tactic.
No, I wouldn't characterize it as a scare tactic. It is people who are very smart and who say, what do we need to do? What do we need to put in place so that we can be prepared for something that could be
it's like a drill.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
All right, Wayne, Scorch.
It's Scorch here. Everybody have a fun, wonderful day.
And speaking of 420, Doc, and Scorch, you'll know the reference there. Speaking of 420, I keep hearing people say you got to do the gummies or the THC chocolates. Or where are you on medicinal marijuana?
So I am a proponent of it in the right people with the right circumstances. I think that when you're talking about people that have certainly when it first came out, it was about controlling nausea and stimulating the appetite of people that have chronic wasting diseases like cancer and things like that. Now it's being used for other things such as sleep disturbances and things. But again, it's not the first thing that you jump to.
Right. Okay.
You have to make sure that you're dealing with things that don't have the kind of effects globally on your metabolism, and see if they would work for you first.
Dr. Kent Hall, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And so you will be away next week then, and we'll discuss further about where we go from here. But Friday is your final day at Wynn. And by the way, I heard they're throwing a huge party for you Saturday night. Is that party for you, or is it just for everybody?
That's for everybody.
Okay.
That has little or nothing to do with me, but a lot to do with, really celebrating, what the Mohawk Valley Health System has done over the last several years in preparation for building and moving into the wind. So.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great party, and we know you do have friends in low places and high places, and we hope you enjoy the weekend. It sounds like it'll be a great celebration.
Yeah, thank you very much, and we're really looking forward to it.
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Ken Hall.
Thanks for everything, Doc.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody, and please be safe.
All right, you do the same. Okay, can I just? I
Keep
know
rolling.
I
Keep
got
rolling.
I got a lot happening here. We're going to do Micah's free money question of the day coming up in a second. Ed Welch, of course, Ed is now with CABVI, but we know him so well through his days at AAA and his incredible knowledge when it comes to automobiles. A little something back and forth between Andrew and Richard this morning, a listener who is very passionate, on the average gas prices that are out there right now. Ed Welch, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good. Great to hear from you, and hope all is well. Happy New Year. It's true. There are some places that have gas prices down around $3.30. There are also places you can go where the gas prices are maybe up to $3.60. But then somewhere in the middle is where AAA comes up with their average gas price in Central New York, which is, I believe, right now at about $3.30. Right?
Correct.
So how does it all work?
Well, obviously someone's not driving around writing down gas prices.
Right.
So the way it works is every day there's a company that collects data. So when you swipe your card to buy gasoline, the transactional data of how many gallons you bought and how much it was per gallon is recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And that data is sold. So the basically AAA and Gas Buddy and others, they buy that data every single day. And so the transactions from yesterday get posted today online. So it's the average of all the transactions in a given county or an MSA.
Okay.
So Utica, Rome, MSA, but we also break it down by county. So, for example, this morning, the United County price is $3.30 a gallon as average. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go find it cheaper if a couple of guys want to have a gas war, which is very good for consumers. Herkimer County is at $3.23 a gallon for the whole county. The cheapest that's available this morning is, believe it or not, in Seneca County, they're at $3.03 a gallon as a countywide price.
Wow.
So and it varies all over the state down
Yeah.
to New York City. Manhattan's at $3.43 as an average price, for example. I'm sure there's somebody in Manhattan selling it for $5 a gallon.
Yeah. Especially get over. There's a place over near United Nations over in that area.
I know just where that gas station is.
You'll pay like $8 for a gallon of gas there. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, then that's right. Their whole point is, well, go over to New Jersey and buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're out of gas. Okay,
Yeah,
you're like a
that's-
hostage.
That's exactly
So-
right. Yeah.
But that's really the transactional price. So the problem, of course, is when news reports just give an average price, which is average. Someone's always got a better price or a worse price. So that's kind of how the thing works. And then they do it state by state, so you get a national price. For example, the New York State price right now is at $3.25 a gallon as of this morning. And again, the national price is at $3.08. And of course, New York is always a little bit higher because we have a higher gas tax here than most other states.
So Richard's saying $2.89 right now in Washington Mills. You do see this happen when a new gas station opens, and that's the Cliffs that recently opened over there in Washington Mills. And right now, you have 3 different gas companies all battling it out, and the consumer gets to reap the benefits here.
Absolutely. And the one other thing I want to point out is the transactional price, of course, is what's swiped at the pump. As most of us know, if you walk in and pay cash, you're going to pay less.
Which sways things a bit.
Yeah. And you know what? I thought at one point that you couldn't do that in New York, but it's totally the way it's done today. I mean, right down to restaurants, there could be a cash price versus a credit card
sure,
price.
you got a 3. Most companies are dealing with 3% credit card fees for processing.
Yeah.
So if you're going to save, again, think about this: if you're at a gas station, you're going to pay 8 or 9 cents on a $3 a gallon for a transaction fee. But if I can get you to pay me $305 cash, right, and I could save myself, some money. And actually, they're probably still ahead on the back end. And then, of course, you've got some gas stations, they have member price where you sign up, and what you do is you basically have I won't call it a debit card, but it's like an ID card where it's tied to your driver's license. So you can swipe it at the pump, fill your car up, and then go in and pay cash.
Yeah.
It's a nice convenience thing because, as you know, a lot of gas stations want you to come in and prepay cash if that's how you're going to do it.
Well, that's really what you're doing with by linking your debit card. I mean, you're almost assuring them you're gonna do your business there, which is good for the company. Richard, in Syracuse, my son just paid $2.65 a gallon. For regular unleaded. Wow. And then
Onondaga County right now is at $3.17 for a countywide price.
Mike says, I just paid $3.03 this morning in Washington Mills. So that's where the price starts out for today. A couple comments here. Love hearing my Uncle Ed on the radio. Always love hearing his insight. Tell him he has to join the show. Signed, Brian in Utica. And then we heard from Fred in Clinton, who talked about car batteries. My wife had a faulty car battery yesterday. Did not know I had a charger. Not like the big box chargers that we used to have. At one time I had a charger for an automobile battery that was on wheels. You would wheel it in and charge things up. This is a small one, and it was a smart charger. The code that came back said faulty battery. You have to replace it. So we did yesterday. And quickly, my comment on that earlier this morning, Ed, is as these cars get more, they pack more and more in under the hood, it becomes more and more difficult to do something as simple as changing your car battery.
It is, and and if you think about it, I mean, one little tip I'll give you: there's a tool out there called a battery minder, and you can plug it in under your dash, and it'll keep all your settings when you take the battery out. There's a little tiny battery in there that feeds power to your computer. So when you change your battery, totally go dead. You got to cool everything inside the car.
Yeah.
So don't ever just take your battery out without putting something in there. Otherwise, everything's got to relearn everything.
Well, I was going to put the charger on the ground cord and the hot cord, and just let that run when I let that go. Would that have worked? You follow what I'm saying?
It depends on the charger, but
yeah.
It's a smart charger. It might have worked. And I would use a battery minder.
Okay.
I'm just not sure about the voltage. The problem is the voltage in a battery minder is like a 9-volt battery.
Yep.
So I'd be concerned about voltage spikes with the system.
And then there's the luxury of going to a place, buying the battery. They'll come out to the parking lot and replace it for you. If you have
that's
that,
right.
That
and
luxury.
of course, AAA will come to your house and do that.
Yep. Very cool. All right. As always, we love your insight, Ed. Thank you so much.
Hey, it's great talking to all of you. You guys have a great day.
You do
You
the
too,
same.
Ed.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Keep
All right.
motoring.
Bye-bye.
Happy
Thanks.
motoring. Happy motoring.
Happy motoring. All right, let's do Habaika's free money question of the day. I got a lot of people piping in before we get to that, though. This guy says, this is Mike in Frankfurt. It's true. I put up a trampoline in my backyard, and short while after got a notice from the insurance company. They were increasing my premium because of the trampoline that was shown on satellite.
Yeah, in some cases,
wow.
If they see it before closing too, or it's a previous image,
Yeah.
they'll flag it.
Jersey and West Winfield, your shingles have either a 15 or a 35-year warranty on them. Brian in Utica, I love hearing my uncle. We already had that. And then I got a bunch more we'll get to in a second. Joe Joseph, $296 in Sarasota. I just paid that this morning.
Yeah, I was just down there in the Florida, in the west, the Gulf Coast area.
Lower taxes.
Very cheap. And then Emerson, generally those spots on the roof, shingles are fine. Many factors are involved, like location of said spots, as well as how much direct sunlight there is. Honestly, a lot of it has to do with snow ice buildup, especially due to the eaves.
Even so quickly, though, in 1 year.
Yeah, I don't.
Not good. But we'll deal with it. We're dealing with it, and will. I got a break. Let's do Habaika's free money question of the day. Today, Davey, Joe Habaika and Andrew Habaika are giving away how much money? $100. Boy, he's got you, hasn't he?
He's keeping it frugal. Keeping it frugal.
He's gotten to Davey. All right, it'll be a C note this morning, worth $100. Let's make a low number because I have a few consolations to throw in with this too. What do you want to do?
Caller 4.
Fourth caller through the lines right now. Your chance to win from Hobica and WIBX, 315-736-0186. As a consolation, the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card is a $25 gift card if you don't get it right. And what did you say? Did you sneeze?
Home show.
God bless you.
The Home Show coming to the Nexus Center, and it happens on February 3rd and 4th. We have tickets to give away there as well, plus $100 on the line from Hobica and WIBX.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses, starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week, conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply today at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
A lot of Kanoli's energy started to bounce back.
She has a lot of puppy moments, and she'll be 14 this summer.
What did these dog parents do for their dogs? They switched to Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food made by Dr. Marty Goldstein, a veterinarian Forbes magazine called the Miracle Worker. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free full-size bag of Tilly's Treasures dog treats. They're best-selling beef liver dog treats while supplies last. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or shop in over 2,000 stores nationwide. Use the store locator to find the store closest to you. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
Cliff's Local Market is proud to be your convenience store that keeps you going. We are locally owned and operated by Clifford Fuel, and we're proud to offer local products like Utica coffee with fresh brewed dark Adirondack, along with a seasonal flavor. At Cliff's, you can find Dippin' Donuts, sauce from It's a Utica Thing, and cheeses from River Rat and Grassy Cow. Cliff's Local Market has your favorite pizza made fresh all day with dough from Utica, made to order subs, wraps, and salads, and other healthy local choices. Cliff's Local Market, we keep you going.
At Mattress Express, get a queen flex head bed with adjustable base and a set of sheets for $14.99. Qualified buyers get no money down and up to 60 months to pay. A flex head bed is where each head goes up and down independently, but it's still one solid mattress. See store for details.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com. Start learning a language today at Babbel.com.
Are you or a loved one dealing with physical issues? Are you about to have a corrective surgery? Be prepared and take the stress out of recovery. Visit Home and Hospital Medical Supply in the new Hartford Shopping Center. From mobility aids to home safety equipment, they carry it all. Whether it's a heating pad for back relief or a knee brace for that sports injury, they now even have light therapy equipment to fight seasonal depression. Home and Hospital Medical Supply. Care with convenience. Online at hnhmedicalny.com.
I'm embarrassed to say this. I've been using deodorant on my armpits for 30 years, and anytime I noticed odor anywhere else, I thought I needed another shower, I wasn't clean, or I felt like there was something wrong with me. And then my gynecologist told me about Lumi. It's a whole body deodorant for pits, feet, and privates that controls odor anywhere and everywhere on your body. Since Lumi, I never have to worry about body odor ever again, anywhere on my body. And that reassurance is worth every penny.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code PENNY and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code PENNY. LUMEdeodorant.com, code PENNY for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code PENNY. LUMEdeodorant.com, code PENNY. That's LUME deodorant.com, code PENNY.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Well, here we are on Tuesday morning. And Court is in Rome, ready to take a shot at Hobica's free money question of the day. This morning, we sit at $100. Court, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill.
You ready to go?
I'm ready.
You know this comes from the Hobica Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica. For your legal needs, call 315-724-1600. And here is your question. It comes from the world of candy.
Ooh.
I'm trying to diet, so I'm craving it. All right, here we go. The Milky Way chocolate bar celebrates what birthday this year? Ready, go.
75th.
Okay, we're going. I feel like the general thought would be you're going to go with an iconic birthday. 75th would be
50, 25,
50,
100.
25, 100. The Milky Way chocolate bar debuted in the year 1924, making it 100 years old.
Wow, that's some old candy bar.
That's an old candy bar. Let me tell you, it's still delicious.
It's still good.
When you want it, you can't have it.
Been on my shelf for a while since I can't eat it.
All right, I'm going to give you, I have for you a 4-pack to the home show, which will be at the Nexus Center. If you're thinking about anything, any improvements to your home or any of that, this show will be jam-packed with everything to do with your home. And it's a 4-pack. We'll also give you the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card. So while you're there, you can take that $25 gift card to the concession stands or any of the restaurants associated with it, including Aquavino, Delicious, Babes, 72 Tavern and Grill, the Taylor and the Cook, which is amazing. This place is beautiful down there by the train station, and the food is so good. And, of course, the concession stands and gift shop at the Odd. So stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. And, Court, you have a wonderful day.
Hey, Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Chevy Chase is in town.
He is, or he was at least.
And you're seeing all sorts of sightings, and when you're in town, what do you have to do? You got to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have breakfast. And where was he? There's a photo out there. Where was he? Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
And where was
Very
he?
close proximity to my office at a place that I frequent, and darn it, I missed him. He was at Need to Eat Bakery and Cafe.
I love the spelling, of course, is KNEAD.
Correct.
To eat. Need to eat. And one of the owners, Doug Allen, is on the line right now. Doug, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Clever name. Amazing results. Yeah.
Speaking of trying to stay on my diet, oh boy.
All right. So you had a celebrity in the restaurant.
We did yesterday morning.
Tell us about that experience.
So we were doing normal service as we normally do, and a guy in a bright yellow coat walked in, and I walked by him, and I looked. I said, "Hey, I know you." He's like, "Oh, yeah?" He goes, "Who am I?" And I told him, "You're Chevy Chase." He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "My daughter found this place," and he's like, "We wanted to come try it out."
Yeah.
So he came in. His daughter, who actually plays a role in the movie.
I saw that. Yeah.
They're doing here. And his wife came in with their dog, and they stayed for about 2 hours. And
wow.
They were very nice people. We talked to them most of the time, and they're actually so Chevy is from Westchester County. He's living there now with his wife, and his one daughter that was here is from Los Angeles. She's living out there, but they were very nice. We had conversations and talked about everything from Utica to his career, and there was customers that were in here. He took photos with everybody, and they were actually leaving yesterday. He had done his part in the movie,
okay.
And they were heading back to New York City.
Very cool.
So that's, it's really good to hear that, because some of the stories that are coming out now, or the urban legends of Chevy Chase, is that he's kind of a old man. He's kind of curmudgeon. He's kind of grumpy, and you didn't get that vibe.
No, I mean, look, he's still got that witty humor, and he's 80 years old, you know?
Which is crazy.
The majority of us have remembered him when he was in his prime, you know, and in the Caddyshack and, you know, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which I watch, you know,
every year, right?
Every year.
Of course, yeah.
It's
And
a
the original
staple, so-
Vacation, which is awesome.
My wife loves those, and just the other day she had on the Vegas vacation, vacation, and there he is, you know, with the, I forget the name of that one actor, but he was the dealer, and you know, Chevy just couldn't win.
Yeah.
And you know, we can all identify with that, can't we?
Oh yeah.
So great stuff, but it sounds like they left with great reviews on your place, and it does say a lot, Doug, because you know there are so many chains that you could go to, so many different places you could go to that they chose your place, which has to feel really good.
Well, his wife said to me, "I need you to come to Westchester County."
Wow.
She said that. We get, you know, whenever there's productions in town or there's ever, you know, this isn't our first run-in with a celebrity here. We've had, you know, Mario Batali's assistant was here. There's productional people that come in that are working on things that are passing through. You know, anytime, you know, something happens at the Odd, whether it's the hockey team or the soccer players or, you know, they have a concert at the Stanley, we always seem to get those people to come into the cafe.
No, that's very cool.
Well, it's, you know, and I mean, again, you guys have been through a lot, and you know, through all the arterial construction and the downtown hospital construction and the work that went around that, sometimes has been, you know, a disruption for you. As we know, our River Hills office is down there, and Nancy Ford, and
well, is there any? I mean, what a block! You can go in, have a little breakfast at Need to Eat Bakery. Walk out, oh my God, it's River Hills Properties. I can buy a house. And then the smiling couple purchasing the house gets their picture taken by Nancy Ford. Wow.
Exactly.
One-stop shop.
And you can get a wedding cake from us.
And it's all done
point.
and ready to go. Well, listen, congratulations, Doug, and that's really cool.
Thank you.
Great story. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Have a great
all right,
day.
you too.
It's kind of like like you say, it's a one-stop shop there.
We love our Franklin Square neighbors.
All right, I got a break coming up. We're going to give you there's some stuff happening that we'll get to next hour. A lot of stuff I haven't gotten to, and some very interesting news items that are popping up. You know, the big New Hampshire primary is coming up today, which means we'll be getting results from there. Imagine what it's like to be in New Hampshire right now, because the candidates are stomping very intently.
Stumping and stomping.
In that stumping, I guess it'd be stumping, right?
Yeah. But
stomping and stumping.
I'm stomping.
Trump is stomping. Haley is stumping.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. We'll have details on that coming up as well next hour. Stand by. It's 7:57 Tuesday morning. A little inclement weather coming later today, and then it's going to warm up at WIBX.
At Destination Kia of Utica, keep your money in your wallet.
We're giving you more for 24 with no money down leases.
Like a brand new 2023 Kia Sportage Hybrid LX all-wheel drive that gets 44 miles per gallon highway for just $498 per month for 36 months.
And that's with zero down, zero due at inception, even sales tax included.
An affordable all-wheel drive SUV that crushes your gas bill. That's more for 24.
Plus, get a 50-inch smart TV included with every new or certified pre-owned Kia.
Now that's kooky.
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
2023 Kia Sportage Hybrid LX all-wheel drive, stock number 23TO128, MSRP $30,790, 36 months, 30,000-mile lease, 20 cents per mile over, zero due at inception, $0 security deposit, 8.75% security deposit, and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure, $400 disposition fee, 720 plus FICO score, TV retail value $300, EPA rating, offer expires 1/31/24.
It's obvious. The unthinkable continues. Most Americans know something very wrong is happening. People in charge keep telling you that everything's fine and to stop noticing. But you know better. That's why self-reliant folks are investing in emergency food storage. And you should too. My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, are the ones you can trust. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contains tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Save $200 on each 3-month food kit you purchase. My Patriot Supply also sells solar generators, gravity-powered water filters, off-grid room heaters for when the power goes out, heirloom seeds, and survival gear. Order by 3 p.m. and your items ship that same day and arrive quickly on your doorstep in unmarked boxes. Go to mypatriotsupply.com today. Time is running out to prepare for what's coming. mypatriotsupply.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Nikki Haley has a 6-0 lead. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. She got all 6 votes at midnight in tiny Dixville Notch, New Hampshire, kicking off the Republican primary. This Haley supporter in Bedford tells Fox.
I think she cares a lot about military and foreign issues, and I think a lot of voters are ready for someone new.
As the rest of the state votes now, Haley just told Fox.
People are excited about a new generational leader. They're excited about something different, and they want to get our country back on track, and they want that energy. They want that momentum.
Former President Trump took aim at her again last night.
The people behind Nikki Haley are pro-amnesty, pro-China, pro-open borders, pro-war, pro-deep state, and pro-Biden. That's not too good.
He hopes to knock out his last GOP challenger with a big win like in Iowa. Rallying last night with 3 ex-rivals, Doug Burgum, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Tim Scott, the former president saying,
now is the time for the Republican Party to come together. We have to unify.
New Hampshire Democrats are also voting, but their primary doesn't count with no delegates and the Biden name not even on the ballot.
Skipping this first-in-the-nation primary to comply with the new DNC rules awarding South Carolina's primary next month first-in-the-nation status. But party leaders here are still hoping President Biden prevails through a write-in campaign. Nearly 24 other Democrats are on the ballot, including 2020 challenger Marianne Williamson and Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips.
That's Fox's Jared Halpert in Nashua. 24 Israeli soldiers are dead in Gaza, the biggest casualties of war for Israel in one day.
21 of them in a single incident. It's thought a rocket-propelled grenade hit a tank near 2 buildings the soldiers were in. Those buildings then exploded. Israeli forces are continuing to attack Khan Yunis, where they believe the leaders of Hamas are based.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. NATO has agreed to a $1 billion contract to manufacture new artillery rounds for Ukraine to replenish dwindling stocks in the war against Russia as new U.S. military aid to Ukraine remains in limbo in Congress. America's listening to Fox News.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ROCK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 42424. That's ROCK to 42424.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 8:03. I'm Andrew Derminio. Right now, it's 29 degrees under mostly cloudy skies here in Marcy. It will warm up. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect from 1 p.m. today until 10 a.m. tomorrow. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Speaking of the warmer than normal weather, the popular event Snowfest will be canceled for the weekend of January 26th through the 28th. With the lack of snowfall right now, the event organizers have decided to call off the event. With not enough snow, there is no way to have snowbanks, which is a huge part of the safety protocols. With the high temperatures and rain in the forecast, it is not safe for racing. There is still some hope they can reschedule the event for next month. They are currently looking at a postponement date. Upstate University Hospital is no longer filing lawsuits in an attempt to get patients to cover the cost of their unpaid medical bills. The hospital hasn't sued anyone in the first 3 weeks of the year for this reason, after filing over 1,500 such lawsuits last year. This pause is due to a proposal from Governor Hochul to ban these lawsuits against low-income individuals. St. Joseph's and Crouse hospitals haven't sued for medical debt since 2020. An Erie County man is not going to be facing charges despite being found with a gun at Syracuse Hancock International Airport. Authorities say the loaded weapon was spotted in the man's carry-on bag at the security checkpoint Saturday. The man had a permit for the pistol and said he did not know the gun was in his bag. He was allowed to get on his flight, and the Onondaga County DA's office decided not to pursue legal action against him. New York is getting a $228 million boost to help improve high-speed internet service in underserved communities. The Connect All Municipal Infrastructure Program will connect tens of thousands of homes across the Empire State to broadband service. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer believes broadband is a necessity these days so people can stay connected to things like healthcare, school, and their jobs. The money in this program is coming from the federal government. And no injuries are reported after an oven fire forced an American Airlines flight to land at Houston's Bush Intercontinental Airport on Sunday afternoon. Officials say with the Houston airport, systems say safety fire crews were responded just before 3 p.m. local time to the airport for a reported fire in the gallery of a Boeing 737-800. The jet was declared fire safe after about a half an hour. Boeing has faced scrutiny after a door plug blew out in an Alaskan Airlines flight earlier this month. American Airlines issued a statement apologizing to their passengers who were put on board another flight to Charlotte, North Carolina that evening. So apparently it was one of the ovens that cooks food for those long-distance flights experienced a fire.
Wow.
I mean, fires on flights. I'm taking one shortly, and it doesn't make me feel good.
Are you flying out of Syracuse?
Yes, into Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And one of the fires was had landed in Miami, so we'll see what happens.
Listen, put that seatbelt on and do not take it off.
I don't. Trust me.
Yeah.
Not until we're at the gate.
At any point, one of these fake doors could blow out. I mean, I'd come along with like a handcuff and brace yourself to each seat as you make your way forward.
Well,
hold on tight. You never know.
One of the trips down, one of the connecting airports, my fiance and I were in the emergency exit row, and she's like, "How did we get here? I don't want to be here. First of all, I don't want to be able. I have to be having the pressure to help anybody. And didn't a door just blow off a plane?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, it wasn't the emergency exit door.
All is okay.
Completely different.
All is okay. You think of the number of flights that are going up every day. It doesn't make you because everybody feels like they're the lucky one who's going to win that lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Well, in reality, you could play every day for the rest of your life, and most chances are you're not going to win. And the same thing holds true for an airplane.
Yeah.
But you do have that. What if it's my lucky day, and I
know
I beat the odds.
Well, it's like shark attacks.
You still worry. Shark attacks, the same thing.
Yeah. Anyway, it is 8:07. Your weather forecast is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint, and it's brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. For today, mainly wet snow and snow showers, a melting trace to 1 to 2 inches for most. Light sleet and freezing rain to points south of the Mohawk Valley, a high of 35. Temperatures increase tonight, damp and gray with light, wet snow, sleet, freezing rain changing to rain. Lows near 30 and rising. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
We do have that winter weather advisory going into effect 1 p.m. today until 10 a.m. tomorrow.
I should also say Dolgeville is on a 2-hour delay this morning. Dolgeville Central School is on a 2-hour delay.
Thank you very much. It is 30, cloudy, and 8:08. In sports, brought to you by IBEW 43 Local. The Syracuse men's basketball team will be back in action this evening as they look to extend their current home winning streak to 10 games. The Orange are taking on the Florida State Seminoles at the JMA Wireless Dome in a showdown of ACC rivals. SU is coming off that home victory on Saturday. That exciting Coleman buzzer beater three-pointer. They beat the Miami Hurricanes, which improved their record this season to 13 wins and 5 losses. They are now 4-3 in ACC play. Tip-off tonight is at 7 p.m. on ESPN2.
Love it.
The Tennessee Titans have found their next head coach. ESPN reports Cincinnati Bengals OC Brian Callahan accepted Tennessee's offer Monday after meeting with the team for a second time. It will be his first career head coaching job. Callahan was one of the hottest coaching commodities on the market after spending the last 5 seasons in Cincy under Zach Taylor. The Panthers have hired their next general manager. Carolina promoted Dan Morgan to president of football operations general manager on Monday. The 45-year-old was the assistant GM under Scott Fitterer, who was fired after the Panthers finished last in the NFL at 2-15. The Detroit Lions are adding a weapon on offense for the stretch run of the playoffs. ESPN reports tight end Zach Ertz agreed to a contract on Monday to join Detroit's postseason push. The veteran was released by the Arizona Cardinals back in November and wanted to sign with a Super Bowl contender, according to former teammate J.J. Watt. The news comes after Lions tight end Brock Wright suffered a forearm injury during the team's divisional round over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we'll give you a little baseball news here. The Pirates are adding a major piece to their bullpen. ESPN reports Pittsburgh and left-handed reliever and Yankee if somebody familiar to the Yankees, Aroldis Chapman, are in agreement on a 1-year deal worth $10.5 million. Chapman joins the Pirates after helping the Texas Rangers win their first World Series last season. The 35-year-old had a 2.25 ERA and 6 holds through 9 games in the postseason. Chapman posted a 6-5 record and a 3.09 ERA with the Rangers and Kansas City Royals last season. It is 8:11.
All right, I want to tell you this Sunday, it's the conference championship Sunday for NFL games. Once again, without the Buffalo Bills and the Packers. But it's going to be a great event, and it benefits charity. It'll go to the Hunger Coalition, also the Herkimer County Humane Society, and the Salvation Army down there, which assists a lot of people, each of these organizations. So all great causes, $25 donation. There'll be plenty of prizes, plus an amazing spread, tailgate spread put on by Rocky and Barb Fiato. Great food, great drink. In fact, your first drink is on Rocky. It's a great restaurant. If you've not checked it out, great event every year. It gets bigger and bigger every year. Come on down, 1 till 5. It's sponsored by WIBX 950, 1 till 5 this Sunday. Do you mind if I go out of line here? Because it's a special moment.
Yes, please.
Let's see what happens here. Can I dial out on this thing? Oh, I can.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently I can.
I love this game.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, who are we calling? Actually, will she even answer my call?
Well, with the software, you can have her say whatever you want.
That's a good point.
Hello.
Hello, Allison. You're live on the radio. Don't say anything stupid.
Good morning, Allison.
Good morning.
My wife, just getting into her car. I can see through the security cameras.
How's that battery?
Let's listen in. Let's
test the skills.
Listen. Did we put the battery in correctly, or is it just going to explode when you turn the key?
You may want to use the remote car starter.
Well, she's purring like a kitten.
There you go.
Yeah, all right.
There you go.
You have a very talented husband.
Oh, yeah. He can even change.
I do.
He can change a car battery. Now, changing the key fob battery, that's a different thing. That could take hours. But,
oh, man.
All right, so you're up and running. Good. I just wanted to make sure. Always looking out for you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Did you know that AAA would have just come to the house and changed it for us?
Yes.
For $15 more than you got the battery for.
Only $15, though.
Yeah.
I could live with that. All right, Allison, have a wonderful day with your wonderful students.
Thank you.
Okay. Talk to you
All
soon.
right, you too.
All
All right, bye.
Although she probably, I would liken your wife to royalty. She's certainly been through a lot.
You're kissing
exactly. And she probably had a nice feeling being in the Uber, being chauffeured around there for
I think so.
Morning.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And
Mrs. Keeler got dropped off by a chauffeur.
I brought in with a limo this morning.
Yeah.
Not quite that. All right, I got a break. We have much to get to, and I have huge news. If you are a Billy Joel fan,
Ooh,
my ears are perked
up.
Andrew is. We both, at one point last year, went to Madison Square Garden on different days and saw Billy Joel perform in that residency that is going to come to an end in June, I believe, May or
Awesome
June.
show.
Anyway, great show, and there's something that he says during the show that just changed. And I'll explain what that is coming up next. It's 8:14 at WIBX.
She's running around. Her breath doesn't smell. Her digestive system is perfect. It has made such a huge difference.
What did this dog parent do for their dog? She switched to Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food made by Dr. Marty Goldstein, a veterinarian Forbes magazine called the Miracle Worker. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free full-sized bag of Tilly's Treasures dog treats. They're best-selling beef liver dog treats while supplies last. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or shop in over 2,000 stores nationwide. Use the store locator to find the store closest to you. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
It's Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse's Red Tag January clearance. When Carl's has to make room, you will definitely save. Carl's showroom is filled with Red Tag savings. Find hundreds of items marked down. Sofas and recliners, Red Tagged. Dining sets and dinettes, Red Tagged. Motion furniture, leather furniture, Red Tagged. Even bedrooms and mattresses, Red Tagged. Plus, special financing and fast delivery during the Red Tag January clearance. On now at Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When Freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week, conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply now at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
There's no better time than the new year to help protect your identity and finances. LifeLock detects potential threats to your identity that you may miss on your own. If you do become a victim, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. LifeLock is the New Year's resolution that's easy to keep. Save 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to lifelock.com. Promo code CLAY to save 25%. That's lifelock.com, promo code CLAY.
Or Oriskany Garage, a locally owned auto repair shop, is consistently selected best auto repair shop in the Utica area year after year. Google search Oriskany Garage to see what our customers are saying. Come and see us for friendly professional service. For all of your auto repair needs, brakes, tires, funny noises, warning lights, come experience friendly professional service at Oriskany Garage down the street from Utica University or online at ogtire.com. Come on and say it with me and make the noise. ogtire.com.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey, the number one real estate agency in the region for independent real estate companies is River Hills Properties. Number two, when you include the big chains. Boy, they've come so far from when they first began 13, 14 years ago, whatever it was. I change the date every time I do it because I really don't know. But I can tell you that Bill and Robin Maggio knew this. We are going to be different. We're going to offer services that others don't provide. We are going to be full service. Things that happen in California and happen in Texas and Florida. Real estate agencies do these things, but not here. That includes the book, 40 to 100 pages, although I think they came up with this on their own. 40 to 100 pages filled with everything there is to know about the house. Example, Andrew.
Warranty information, receipts for work that was done.
You put on an addition. Receipts, so you know, hey, they used a great contractor. This is good bones, right?
Hey, they replaced the electrical panel. Here's the electrician that did it.
When does the
What's
refrigerator warranty run out? Or the better, probably more likely, when does the furnace warranty run out?
How much does it cost to heat this place? What are the tax
It's
bills?
big. All there in a book becomes a manual for the home, a great tool to use if you're looking to purchase that house. And then, of course, there's the lockbox not used by River Hills, because every time the house is shown, your listing agent is there to make sure the lights are on, everything is the best foot forward. You're ready to show the house, and boy, it's every little thing, every little detail improves the opportunity to sell the home.
You know, you mentioned it's done in other states, the River Hills model of the listing agent being there for every showing. I found out from an agent who's also licensed in the state of Maine, you are legally obligated to be at your listing if you are the listing agent.
Not in New York.
Nope.
But if you're a River Hills agent, you are obligated.
Yes.
And you do it
gladly.
With great pride. It's River Hills Properties. Offices all over, Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica, but they service all of upstate New York. Online, riverhillspropertiesllc.com, a very nice website that is a very helpful tool. Call 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, what is this, Davey? Who's on the? Oh, it's my wife is back on the line.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Hello.
This is Allison, Bill's wife. I forgot to mention one thing on the radio. My husband is so very talented.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to install a car battery like he does.
Amazing.
So amazing.
Sounds like she's
this
reading.
Car now purrs like a kitten.
Purrs like a kitten.
Amazing.
Well, that's because I forgot to tell you. I put the kitten in the engine before you started it this morning. Oh.
You've been trying to get rid of that cat for years.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Well, that was nice of my wife to say those things.
She is nice, very kind.
In studio, growing up in the Valley, I went to school with Pulios. But am I mispronouncing your name wrong?
Paleo.
And
it's been a common thing where we're like, I'm pretty sure it's this. No, I'm pretty sure it's this. But then voiced your commercial.
And then I said, no, I know what it is. I went to school with Pulios, so it's definitely Pulio. And the answer is I'm not right. And you never
either, and I won't complain.
You never.
I'm so easygoing.
You never
it's fine.
complained, but it's important. I mean, you start off with any human interaction, by getting their name correct.
Yeah. So
you don't
I appreciate the effort. But.
Yeah. So right now we are looking for business and business person of the year, and there's a nominating process.
Yeah, so our Business Person of the Year event is typically held in the fall. It honors a business person in the area who's contributed to the community. So they provide jobs, they're philanthropic, they give back. And it's really important to celebrate these people. And a lot of times it's so we hear their story.
Yeah.
We have a younger generation of business people up and coming. So it really highlights the business owner, what they've done, how they've given back, and kind of creates that, model of young entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurial skills aren't often taught in schools.
Right.
Some schools do have some business classes, but, to see what it takes to be a business person and to, have that grit. And a lot of, our more senior and tenured business people are retiring, and we've got a new age of leadership coming up. So it's really important to honor these people while they're still here and to provide that momentum. Utica's in such a great place. We want to keep it growing.
You've done speaking of the youth and the young business people, you've done a great job, and Megan before you, to really embrace and get out there, champion the Catalyst Group and a lot of the young professionals. And you'd be surprised at how many there really are in the area.
I actually came up through Catalyst. That's how I got involved with the chamber. But it's really great now to see, 22, 25-year-olds who are starting their own businesses and helping them to make the connections that they need to make in the field. Sometimes it's intimidating coming in and being, young, fresh out of college, and you want to, pick the brain of the Frank Duross or the Eve Vanderwall and make those connections. And you may not really know, some people do, but some people really don't know how to make those, connections and find mentors. And Catalyst has really helped to do that for our young entrepreneurs.
I was thinking about the fact that we have, I'm going to bring up a negative, and I was thinking about the fact that we have, along with some positives, I was thinking about the fact that we have all these Brian Doyle Murray, the production people coming into the Stanley, and into Utica, Chevy Chase, his daughter, who knows where her career is going to go in acting. But all these people from out of town are here, and we have that section where that construction company tore everything off,
right?
The facade, and it just looks awful.
Yeah.
We ought, and this is something I'll bring up to Mike Galimi when he's on next. If you go to other cities, Vegas is a great example of this, but even New York City, when they're doing construction, there's a giant facade. A fake facade. It's a fake facade that is really a material that rolls out almost like a curtain, and it is placed on the side
of the scaffolding,
so that it looks presentable.
We actually have one of those on Oneida Square if you're going over to
there is
the
one.
Parkway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
why,
wooden. It's not, but there is a facade there.
Why couldn't we require something like that when, as a way before, because it's going to take them some time to get this project finished. It just makes Genesee Street look so bad.
Well, and especially given your point that, Chevy Chase was at Fort Schuyler Club, and that property is right there to the right of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, then you go to the Fort Schuyler Club, and it's just so beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this is from a chamber point of view, having this movie done here and how it started out as a movie, and then the aside was, hey, let's bring in Chevy Chase to do a cameo. Right. Well, now it's grown so much bigger than that, and how great is this to have this happening in Utica right now?
Well, it's fantastic. I mean, you just had, a business owner talk about Chevy Chase coming in. And so the economic impact on, hotels and restaurants and production, these people are shopping here and purchasing local goods and staying here. So the impact, not only do we get to showcase Utica in a movie, but the impact right now economically is great. And I think you can see more and more of that. I know Syracuse has done a great job with Film Syracuse, and Film Utica is really looking to get our rolling. And we've got some beautiful facilities. Earlier this year, 2023 at the train station, we had Succession in, and that's such a gorgeous facility. So I think we can see more of this in the future.
And you think about this production being in town in January. January for businesses all over is such a slow month.
Yeah.
To be able to have this injection of
outside dollars, not just recycled dollars in our community, but outside
dollars, right? You're not taking from New Hartford or Whitesboro or somewhere else. This is all just being injected from outside, and then you combine that with the hockey games going on, the stuff happening at Nexus. It does feel like there's a direction, a forward direction that we're experiencing.
Yeah, I don't think the community at large still really realizes what the impact of the IHAF coming in will be. We're going to have 60,000 visitors here for 10 days, and then in the fall with lacrosse, it's going to just happen all over again. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining that you can't go out to eat, and we get to enjoy our restaurants all the time. Plan now. If you've got a birthday or a celebration, make reservations now.
That Nexus Center, I mean, that was always the vision of it, and I could assume based on things I saw in Cooperstown that type of venue, that type of model was going to bring in a lot of people.
Yeah, what they did with baseball outside
the Dreams
Cooperstown.
Park.
Yeah, and we're the center of the state, so even locally, for state championships to be held here, it just makes it
sense.
so much more fair for the teams from the North Country and Buffalo and Binghamton.
Exactly,
and the convenience of being right off the thruway. I
Absolutely.
mean, you really don't have to drive at all to get to where you need to go. I mean, it's just so convenient.
And once you're here for Nexus, we have all of the other family-friendly destinations.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the corridor up with the zoo in Napa. We've got a world-class museum. We've got amazing restaurants. We've got the Stanley Theater that brings in productions. And so we have all the amenities of a big city without the insane traffic, with a lower cost of living. So,
and if you want to contribute to the county, slot machines are wide open in Verona. So I mean, there's so much that seems to be moving in the right direction. So good time for you to be where you are right now. So
yeah, I'm absolutely enjoying it. And, you know, if you have, you know, we're talking about all of these ancillary things, but if you have a business person that you feel should be nominated, really who's contributed to the economic growth, who does things for the community and gives back, we urge you to go online, greateruticachamber.com. We do have kind of a scrolling feed, so if it's not right there in your face, just give it a second or two and look at our other events coming up, and it'll pop right up there for you.
Perfect.
All right, Carrie, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. And go to the website and nominate the business you feel should be business or business person of the year. 8:30 at WIBX.
Are you ready for a buying experience like no other? Head to Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. They're bursting with inventory. Over 100 brand new Chevys on the lot. Check out the newly redesigned Chevy Trax or power through any terrain with their all-wheel drive Chevy Trailblazer or Chevy Equinox. Looking for something sturdy? Their lot is loaded with Chevy Silverados, the epitome of strength and reliability. And get $6,000 off or take advantage of interest rates as low as 1.9%. Steve Ponte Chevy. Find new roads with incredible savings. Visit them on Route 28 in Herkimer or at stevepontechevy.com. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevy.
$1,000 off 2024 LT or RST Silverado with 2.7-liter engine. Must currently own or lease 2010 or newer Chevy car or truck. 2,500 must trade in 2010 or newer car to one eligible model or 1.9% with qualifying credit through GM Financial. One tier, 36 months. Offer ends 1/31/24.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Joey's Pizzeria this Thursday morning starting at 8. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Joey's Pizzeria on Upper Turin Road in Rome is your go-to place for New York-style hand-tossed pizza and authentic Italian dinners. Enjoy great food and great service at Joey's Pizzeria. Visit joeyspizzeriany.com for more info. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates this Thursday from Joey's Pizzeria. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
A lot of Kanoli's energy started to bounce back.
She has a lot of puppy moments, and she'll be 14 this summer.
What did these dog parents do for their dogs? They switched to Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food made by Dr. Marty Goldstein, a veterinarian Forbes magazine called the Miracle Worker. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free full-size bag of Tilly's Treasures dog treats. They're best-selling beef liver dog treats while supplies last. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or shop in over 2,000 stores nationwide. Use the store locator to find the store closest to you. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses, starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week, conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply today at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Online at CordellCordell.com. 518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking.
They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com. Start learning a language today at Babbel.com.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When Freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Hey, it's the final weeks of New York Sash. Buy two, get one free sale. And Andrew, I'm going to use you along with us here.
Right.
You know, we have the New York Sash windows. I love you can get the grids. So the grids, there are a couple different ways you can get them. Grids in your windows. Look like the
like
colonial
the
style wooden windows. And so you can get them where they go inside the two panels, easy to wash.
Right.
You can make it a little more difficult. You can put the raised grids on the outside and nothing on the inside. Or you can go even further and get the grids on the outside and the inside so it looks like an actual original window. And that's what we have. And it just completely changed the look of our home.
Nice.
And we have a few more to install and we'll be done. So you don't have to do it all at once. But right now, buy two, get one free sale. If I were to say buy 4, you get
2.
Buy 10,
5.
Buy 20,
10.
Think about that.
I had to
you
think about
buy
it for
20
a
windows, 10 of them would be free. There's no limit in the savings. And they are guaranteed for life. Not only are they custom made for your home, but they're custom made for central New York weather. You had to think about it, but you had it pretty quickly.
Yeah, thanks.
The buy two, get one free sale is going on right now at New York Sash. It only happens once a year, and there's only a few weeks left. So head down to New York Sash to check out their windows on display, or go online to NewYorkSash.com and set up a free price quote. You'll be happy that you did. NewYorkSash.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
I haven't dug into this yet, but Apple has a new update on the iPhone. Hey, Davey, I can't see this. So the switch is broken in there? That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You need an electrician.
Do you know that there's a new update on your iPhone?
Is there?
Yeah. And you should do this one. This will help if your phone is stolen. And I've not been able to look into it yet to see exactly how it works, but it will protect you if your phone is stolen. Because, today...
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, update it. Today, Davey, you have so much on your phone. You have, and you try to put all the security on there, but you probably have banking on there.
Oh, yeah.
You can do Apple Pay, so your credit cards are in. I mean, there's so much built into your phone now.
It really is incredible.
Medical information. If your phone is stolen, you have a lot that's just been stolen.
Mm-hmm.
So this apparently assists tremendously, and it's a new update. Check it out. I'm going to dig into it today. I'll let you know tomorrow what I discovered. I mentioned earlier Billy Joel with a major announcement. Both Andrew and I were able to see him at Madison Square Garden
Twice I've seen
last
him
year. You've seen him twice there.
Yep.
Do you remember the line where he says, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news?
Yes.
I'll start with the bad news. The bad news is I don't have any new material. The good news is you don't have to sit through a bunch of songs you don't know.
Right.
That's his line.
Yes, exactly.
And he says that at every show. Well, it just recently changed. Billy Joel teased a new song for the first time in 17 years.
This is incredible because he's vehemently sworn off.
He's done. Yeah.
He's not writing any more music.
No, he hasn't even excluded the possibility of a new album. But this is a new song. It'll be released to the pop, probably adult pop as well, radio stations. And the song we know now, is going to be called, or is called, Turn the Lights Back On. And the top of his notebook page, Famous Last Words. Under Famous Last Words, could this be an album called Famous Last Words? The new song is due out on February 1st. I believe I have some audio. Here we go. I guess I have some piano music. Is that Billy Joel or Ricky Z playing right now?
Hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. Turn the Lights Back On is the name of the new song. It'll be out February 1st. But I think if you go to Instagram, you'll see the clip where he states, I think he says, good news, bad news. The bad news is I don't have any material. The good news is you don't have to sit through any songs that you don't know. But there is something that you might never have heard that might be out real soon, is what he kind of says. That's his tease. He was on a podcast recently where it was asked, what is your favorite song? Of all of your songs, what is your favorite song?
That's always an interesting...
Do you have any idea?
I think it's Vienna.
Because it most likely would be... It most likely would be something that is not as well known. And you're saying what?
Vienna.
That was not in his top three.
Well, it's my top one.
And that is I believe that was what? That was the flip side of Just the Way You Are.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Joel says that I'm trying to bring it up here and I'm having no success. His favorite song is Themes from an Italian Restaurant.
Oh.
Or it's not themes, but scenes
Yeah.
from an Italian restaurant.
Remember, it's bottle of white first before bottle of red.
That is true. So if you ever wonder what his favorite is, and I also talk about this a few times. I know I've talked about this a few times where when I was working in Providence, there was a show that came along to the it was at the maybe through the college, and it was just Billy Joel, a piano and a microphone, and you sat in the audience. Well, he went through song by song by song, and the inspiration, how he wrote the song. It was incredible. Maybe one of the greatest shows I have ever seen in my life.
That was one of the first big things I did for my mom was when I was able to do it was I got her and I tickets. And we were like 12 rows back at the Dome when he was at the Dome one of the more recent times. So 3 times I've seen him total, and he never disappoints.
Sammy, I don't even want to tell you the number of times I've seen him. I've seen him a lot.
Well, you're only 40. So.
At 40, yeah. I will be 40.
Right.
Right?
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
39.
Sammy Hagar found out something about his real last name on the TV program Finding Your Roots.
Sammy, this chart shows the total number of men found with the surname Hagar who match your Y DNA signature.
0. How can that be?
Sammy, genetically, you are not a Hagar.
Get out of here.
You want to find out what your real biological
God.
surname
Yes,
is?
yes.
What I'm about to introduce you to is 100% certain, because you are not a Hagar. Please turn the page.
I'm a Belcher?
You are a Belcher.
Oh, my God.
Your Y DNA matches 27 men with the surname Belcher.
Wow.
You are Sammy Belcher.
What a trip.
I wonder if Sammy Hagar is related to, is it Steve Belcher over at the Water Authority?
Oh, Pat Besher.
Pat Besher.
Yeah.
But his real name is Belcher.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The L is silent.
Yep. Pat Belcher. He doesn't know it. It's just like with Puleo. We've been pronouncing it Puleo all this time. North Carolina Middle School is raising some parents' eyebrows after removing all of the mirrors from the school's bathrooms. Why? To stop kids from making TikTok videos. Here's the public information officer. Here we go.
Not as many visits to the bathroom, not staying as long, and students are held accountable. And then when there's accountability, you see a great difference. We're trying to educate students. Like, we all have cell phones now. We have to learn to use them. We have to learn when to put them down.
That's Les Atkins. He is the public information officer at the school. in North Carolina. Do you think this works?
Oh, yeah. Clearly.
Okay. I'm
Clearly,
not sure.
I mean, there's less bathroom breaks.
And a video is making the rounds again. Now, this actually goes back to 2017 when DoorDash was just really becoming popular. You remember, it wasn't until COVID that it became really popular.
Right.
But, Andrew, you don't use DoorDash. Why?
I'm weird about food and, even takeout, things like that. I want to be able to go and pick it up myself and bring it home.
You realize there's a whole kitchen where anything could happen to your food.
It's true.
But you're okay
I'm
with
willing
that.
to
Put
deal with
that
those
aside.
unknowns,
All right.
yeah.
Well, there are stories out there where people have gotten into the food, maybe tried a French fry or two on the way over, stuff like that.
Yeah.
This story
I go pick up my own pizza even now.
This is an actual story from 2017, but it's making the rounds online right now. And it's a family that ordered 20 McDonald's chicken nuggets from DoorDash, but somebody added a 0, and somehow they ordered 200.
See, that's a mistake I'd get down with.
200 chicken nuggets, and here is the family as they're opening up their massive amount of food. Here we go.
Oh my God! This is a prank. It has to be a prank. What the hell is this? Chris, what did you order? Wait a minute.
That's 200 chicken nuggets.
200 chicken nuggets. Now, meanwhile, he's gnawing on one as we speak, or as he speaks.
They are good.
But, you kind of wonder, didn't you look at what you paid? Because they charge you not for 20, but they charge you.
Wow, can you believe the price of nuggets
200.
today?
Yeah. And then TikTok is making fun of a lady who ranted after she bought a 12-pack of paper towels at Costco and found out each roll isn't individually wrapped in plastic anymore. To me, you're saving the planet.
Correct.
Number one. Number two, you're saving, I don't have to open up each and every one. She does not feel that way, though.
Kirkland towels. So disappointed. I was trying to put my groceries away, trying to store my stuff away, and then I find out they're not individually wrapped. You know how hard it is for me to store things when I am limited on space, and I appreciate that they're individually wrapped so I can make them fit and use them when I need them, and so that they don't get dirty, kept dust-free. I know they're for cleaning your towels and cleaning surfaces, but still, you still want something clean to clean your surfaces and clean your hands. Come on, Kirkland. I know everybody's trying to save money, but seriously?
Shut the hell up.
Cut her off.
Because I'm going to tell you this right now. It is ridiculous to even think about. So you're leaving them out and you're storing them on a shelf. They're going to get dirty. Let's store them in a place where it's not overly dusty.
Yeah.
And it's only that outer first.
We leave them
swipe.
in the plastic container or the plastic bag they come in.
I take them out of that, and I actually in a stairway, I've created this little thing where I put them all up. And but they're away from the dust.
Yeah.
Anyway, she returned them.
Oh my God.
She was fuming about it. And by the way, she's buying Kirkland paper towels. They're not a quicker picker upper.
No, they're
I'm
not.
just saying
No,
they're
not.
not.
But Costco is really incredible.
I
if you've
guess
ever been out.
I've not been to one. A new study finds that a single night of binge drinking is more likely to cause liver disease than a few drinks spread across the week. This is true. Her name is Amara. Oh, didn't we just have her on? Amara,
We have.
Amara
We
Durham?
have had her on, yes.
She is an addiction expert. She's back. Amara, good morning.
Good morning.
So you're saying that the binging could cause really, really significant damage.
Yes. So what the study shows us and the importance of this study is it's not just how much you drink, it is also how frequently you're drinking. And so it's really important because when we drink a lot quickly or drink to get drunk, that has a greater damage on the liver than less consumption throughout the week, meaning one drink a week.
Right.
And so what we're talking about is the liver being impacted, and it's alcohol-related cirrhosis. I think it's probably important to understand what is that. And cirrhosis is when the liver gets scarred. And the liver gets scarred when it's trying to repair itself. And so the more damage you do, the greater the scar tissue, more difficult it is for the liver to do what it needs to do. I also think it's important what's binge drinking. right? Because we're talking about binge drinking. And for men, that's 5 drinks in an occasion, and for women, that's 4 drinks in an occasion.
So if you have 5 drinks on a night, which could be, it's a big football tailgate party or something, you have 5 drinks, that's considered binge drinking, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And so not everyone who binge drinks is dependent on alcohol, right? It doesn't mean that binge drinking is limited to those with alcohol use disorder. And some people will binge drink alone watching that football game,
right.
and others may binge drink at a party.
Mm-hmm. Are there people that are drinking to get drunk, other than college kids and high school kids that shouldn't be drinking in the first place?
It's been very interesting to see the impact of COVID on mental health. The rates of depression right now have not gone back to pre-pandemic levels.
Right.
So there's a myriad of reasons why people are drinking. But the bottom line is people who are binge drinking are 3 times more likely to develop this liver disease compared to people who drink a few times a week.
Yeah.
Regardless of why they're doing it, they are damaging their liver at 3 times the rate of others. And we also want to take into account what the study discovered, and that is that individuals who have a high genetic predisposition for liver illness are 4 times at higher risk. Type 2 diabetes, twice the risk.
Wow.
So we are incrementally increasing something that we can control, and that's our own illness.
Interesting stuff. Her name is Amara Durham, Durham. You can search for her on social media that way. Amara, as always, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a great day. She's our Debbie Downer for the day.
Now, what I wanted to ask her was if it's 5 drinks is binging. If you're a double guy like I used to be, is it 2.5?
If you're the guy, you're like, this counts as 1.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
If you're her, she's like, no, you just did 2.
You just did 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, legendary man here in the area, boxing coach, the one and only Tim Green. Good morning, Tim.
Tim, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
How you doing, man? What's going on?
Just possible. I was wondering if is it possible to get a copy of that Battle of the Badge tape? You had it one time, and you showed it in your office to all the guys that came in afterwards.
And then it went on TV. We had it on TV. I've got to have it somewhere. I will search. Maybe Rick Lewis has. I'll do some searching. We'll see what we can find.
Because I have an officer that would like to get a copy of his fight.
I see. All right. Well, that goes back a long time ago.
I actually was helping with ring announcement for that. That's when we had it at the old down there by United Square.
It was a very good show.
You were down. It was down at where the Utica Boxing Club was.
That's right.
And,
Utica Boxing, yeah.
And Tim, I got to tell you, one of the things we keep talking about the teen violence here in Utica. What you guys did, and I believe Bill Rossi was a big part of it back then as well. But what you guys did back then was the whole concept was get the kids off the streets and get them into something. And maybe it's boxing. In this case, obviously, it was boxing. But it got them. They get all those frustrations out. They could learn how to box competitively. They become a part of a union, a group, and it was good for kids. Does the Utica Boxing Club exist today?
They have a Cops and Kids, Wilson's Cops and Kids, and actually Bill Rossi is involved in that a little bit. And actually a few of my older boxers, Andy Mejias, who fought professionally, he's a coach. And then Felix Santana, who also, he's a Utica police officer. He's one of the coaches also. Andy became a correctional officer. So a bunch of them turned out real well.
Yeah.
And then I remember at one time I talked to a couple kids that came in the gym, and they were very good. And I says, if you don't stay off the streets, you're in jail the rest of your life. And sure enough, there's 2 or 3 of them that are in jail for the rest of their lives for the crimes they committed.
Terrible.
It's something.
But it was a good program. Definitely.
It was a great program. There's no doubt. Tim, I'll look for that, and let's talk the next week or so. We'll see what we can find for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, man. Tim Green, great guy. Has done a lot of good stuff in the area. I'm going to break, and we'll Or do you want me to keep going? Do you need a break now?
It's up to you. Yeah.
Let me do a quick break, and we'll come back. I've got 2 more things to hit on before we get out of here. Hold on. 8:53 at WIBX.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York. With 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate, you can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Rocky, buddy, what's wrong? You look kind of down. Oh, I always get this way when the season's over. Don't worry about it. A lot of people get depressed when the Christmas season's over. Christmas? Humbug, I say. Christmas is just a way for other people to make money. I'm talking about the end of the football season. Oh, I'm sorry, Rock. So what can we do to cheer you up? Well, a party's always nice. You know, how about during the NFL championship games on Sunday, January 28th? Hey, that's a great idea. We could do it at the Waterfront Grill in Herkimer. We can invite our friends and have sponsors, have a buffet, music, drinks, prize drawings, and we could call it a tailgate party. Now you're getting me into the spirit of the season. We could charge $25 per person and donate all our proceeds to local charities. We can put the fun back into fundraising. Feeling better, Rock? I always do when I can give money away. In fact, I'm feeling so giddy, I'm buying everyone their first drink. God bless us.
All right, it comes up, the big tailgate party. It happens this Sunday from 1 till 5 at the Waterfront Grill. It's a $25 donation made. Every bit of it goes to charity. And you get a great meal. First drink is on Rocky. It is the Conference Championship NFL Tailgate Party this Sunday at Waterfront Grill in Herkimer.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Hey, Ricky Z is saying if you're in need of a brand new vehicle, they have you covered. If you're in need of a pre-owned, think of the Mazda Certified Pre-Owned vehicle at Steep Pawnee Mazda, where they only select the best of the best late model vehicles to choose from. They offer award-winning Mazda Certified Pre-Owned vehicles with a 160-point inspection and the 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. And if you need a lower price or a lower payment, Rick says, come in, let's make your deal on a Mazda Certified Pre-Owned vehicle. And see why their customers always say, it's always easy to do business at Steep Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
And we should say the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is from Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. It's Seattle's best delicious coffee, and it's there along with a speedy drive-through. Fresh, delicious donuts made every single day, made fresh in the morning. And espresso, coffees, lattes, iced coffee, Seattle's best coffee, a speedy drive-through, Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Tonight, Syracuse plays Florida State. Davey, what's your preview of that game tonight? Okay. Is he in there?
No, he must not be.
Oh, he's not even in there.
Yeah.
I can't tell. The lights are off.
Yeah.
Can't
The
even
switch
tell.
is broken, remember?
There's nobody in there. There's nobody there. Anyway, that is tonight, right, Syracuse?
Yes,
And
ESPN 2.
7 o'clock start, and it is ESPN 2. What else did I want to squeeze in? All of this Chevy Chase stuff, I think, has been really pretty cool. Brian Doyle Murray was in town last week.
Yep.
The fact that Chevy Chase's daughter is actually going to be in the movie with him, you wonder where this all goes. And even a congratulations out to WKTV's Kristen Copeland, who scored a role in the movie. She plays perfectly a TV reporter.
It's like she was born for it.
It was like she was born for it. And earlier this morning, we spoke with Doug over at Need to Eat Bakery there in Franklin Square. And Chevy Chase, his wife and daughter were in there yesterday for about 2 hours.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Pretty darn cool. All right, we got to go. Kill Me is next after news, and we're back tomorrow morning. Enjoy your day.
At Destination Kia of Utica, get more for $24.
With a 50-inch smart TV included with every new or certified pre-owned Kia.
And no money down leases on over 250 new Kias.
Like a new 2023 Kia Forte LXS that gets 39 miles per gallon highway for only $328 a month for 36 months.
With zero down, zero due at inception, and sales tax included.
And that's just one example. The deal's on over 250 new Kias.
Only at the family-owned and operated Destination Kia of Utica.
Now that's kooky.
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia. Puppies and babies not included.
Stock number 23F0075, MSRP 21,555, 36 months, 30,000 mile lease, 20 cents per mile over, zero due at inception, $0 security deposit, 8.75% sales tax, and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure, $400 disposition fee, 720 plus FICO score, EPA rating, Kia, January-December 2023 sales report, TV retail value $300, prior orders excluded, offer expires 1/31/2024.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
It's the first Republican primary of 2024. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This is a very, very important vote.
Former President Trump telling supporters in New Hampshire,
we want crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. We got to get him out.
He rallied with three former GOP challengers now backing him, Doug Burgum, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Tim Scott.